存几秒用音乐借由合适的橄榄玩热汤面。他相遇故事时谈一个转露色情节，如此唯美怎么高筑的面线？在假世界上心田，蝴蝶素成双边线，烫沙扎红地球人面却不见。朝朝暮暮过太心眼，余生会留下结，也想随时悠悠蒸腾如云烟。是非白中归一错变，哪管纷扰小轩，幻想尽在场中暴露危险。起高楼檐宾客有变，苍天地小冒烟，就等闲不如江南漫漫天。你看那点灯飘遥远，本是清风在缠，向前家桃万花生小汤圆。里头的花季，生水分阴阳，入花为三千，沾水分清汤。叮叮当叮当，锵锵锵锵锵，大风捧万物，加盐不加糖。朝朝暮暮过太心眼，余生会留下结，也想随时悠悠蒸腾如云烟。是非白中归一错变，哪管纷扰小轩，幻想尽在掌中暴露危险。起高楼檐宾客有变，苍天地小冒烟，就等闲不如江南漫漫天。你看那点灯飘遥远，本是清风最缠，向前家桃万花生小汤圆。
Si Por, bunso pero breadwinner para sa mga
You gotta be fucking kidding me, dog. God damn, I hate Google Chrome deactivating uBlock. Jesus Christ. Also, if you're just re-uploading hypergriff songs on YouTube, it's kind of scummy. It's kind of scum fuckery that you have it monetized. Brother, that is not your content. Why do you have that shit monetized? Why do you got ads playing on it? Motherfucker, that's not your song either, dog. Anyway, hello friendos, my name is Nez and we are once again back at it again for some more Arknights, because today we're gonna begin our story reading of Such is the Joy of Our Reunion, a continuation of the long-running Sui Saga plotline going on in Arknights. Look, the Victorian arc was my favorite plotline in Arknights. The Sui Saga is my second favorite, but not gonna lie, it feels like we're kind of dragging things out a bit. It's like, how many more Suis do we need to reveal before we start wrapping shit up? We're already at the capital of Yan. At least I assume we're at the capital of Yan, where the original Sui body is being held. How are we not wrapping things up yet? We still gotta get all the Suis together. Not everyone's gonna be together yet. We're gonna try to have a civil discussion with Big Brother Sui about maybe let's not get the shards back together. Everyone self-actualize, gain their own free will. What if we don't bring the original Sui back? Why don't we just have a nice family reunion together? Sounds great, sounds great. Let's not bring back a big scary dragon. We don't need any more big scary dragons on Terra. We got worse things to deal with. Like cosmic horror, and maybe the void, and maybe demons, and maybe Seaborn trying to proliferate out into space. Anyway, we want to get back. I just logged in. My missions, gotta wrap this up before we start. Anyway, I just woke up like 2 hours ago. I still feel kinda groggy. I made myself a nice mocha cappuccino shake. It's been raining a lot lately. Country's in a big... It's in the middle of a big storm right now. Sometimes internet's choppy. Hopefully nothing happens during the stream. Did we get anything good from that? I didn't pay attention. Did we get anything good from that? I don't think so. I think we're fine. Let's just exchange my tokens. I don't think we got anything good from that. Okay. There we go. Claim. So, even though I've kind of dropped off playing Arknights regularly as a game, I never miss a story. I am always up to date with the story, more or less. Unless, of course, my internet goes down for a week and then we're unable to finish reading Thorn's Altar's event. So I still don't know how that ends, and we won't find out until, like, months later when it reruns. Great. That'll be weird. That'll be a weird stream. But yeah, we're mostly up to date. Really. The only thing I haven't really caught up on, I have a huge backlog of side stories. The ones from the character archives. Those I haven't really read at all, even though I have so many of them unlocked right now. I've mostly been caught up on just the main story and main readable stories, the main event stories. I should really catch up on the side stories, but I feel like a lot of my time lately has been divided between either just playing MTG Arena and just goofing off. I don't know, man. I don't feel the... Look, I know there's a whole issue with gacha games and planned obsolescence. Eventually, Arknights will end of service, and then the game will be taken offline, even though it's super anti-consumer to just take down games like that, and we need to preserve games. Stop killing games. Eventually, I don't think even Hypergriff, once Arknights has been squeezed of all of its milk, which might be like 2 decades from now. I don't know, man. Fate's been going on for a long time. I feel like Arknights has the legs to go the distance. But eventually, once we get there, maybe I'll finally have my excuse. Oh, I should finish up all my side stories. I should finish up everything. We should really archive all of these stories. Eventually, before the untimely or timely demise of this franchise. But I feel like once Enfield comes out, we're gonna get an injection boost. Plus, we still have the PC port coming for Arknights very soon, which, judging by, I don't know, the PC ports for Uma Musume and Blue Archive, could really pump the numbers. And I can finally wax political again to a new audience. Hey guys, Arknights is super woke and progressive and anti-oppression. This is a super political game. That's why I love it. I want to wax lyrical again to some new players once a PC port comes out. An hour ago, I watched this sick ass video of this king popping off. It's called "Whitewashing One Piece for Fascist Fans," and it's just a whole takedown on degenerate, illiterate weebs that can't understand the politics of One Piece. And it's almost everything I also feel about One Piece plus Arknights, and its own section of media literate fans. Eventually, I don't know. I feel like that's still something very much missing from the Arknights creation space, or at least the discourse space of Arknights. Is that you got a lot of Arknights YouTubers have already quit or moved on to greener pastures. And the ones that do talk about story do not get into politics. And I feel like that also betrays Arknights in a certain way. Like, you can't talk about Arknights, at least the story, its themes, its characters, without getting into politics. You cannot escape Arknights politics at all, no matter how much you wanna glaze over it with cute waifus and husbandos. I feel like I've said this time and time again. Of all the $1 billion earning video games out right now, like Fortnite, like Call of Duty, like maybe not Destiny anymore. Of all Of all the games that make more than $1 billion every year, all the really popular ones, Arknights is the most woke. Like, no cap, Arknights is the most woke. It's the most political. It is the One Piece of video games. So there's that. I feel like that's really something that's still missing when it comes to Arknights discussion. At least story discussion. What's up, Espresso? Anyway, that's with our little tangent. We did our housekeeping. Certs are okay. Polls have been pulled. Nothing interesting for today's daily poll. Alrighty, let's set things up. I'm gonna hide the cursor. There we go. Then we're gonna get into reading the first chapters of Such Is the Joy of Our Reunion. But first, let's watch the video and do some scene setting. Let's start. We finally arrived in the capital of Yan. This is where the Sui main body is being held. We got little brother Yu waiting for everyone for the big family reunion. Somehow Blaze is here. Turn this down a bit. Why is Blaze delivering food for you in Yan? I don't know. She decided alongside a new job class. She decided to take to start moonlighting. Are we not paying her enough at Rhodes Island? What's wrong? Isn't an elite operator supposed to be making bank at Rhodes Island, or is it more of a humanitarian thing? Oh, we're not a black company, I swear. I'm paying my employees properly. Never mind, I'm not paying them. Amiya's the CEO. You blame her. Amiya's the CEO. I'm just a silly guy. I'm just a silly guy that caused Aripathy. That wasn't me, by the way. That was a different guy. Ship of Theseus moment. That wasn't me. Not really paying attention to the actual CG. She's delivering food to the main Sui body, or is it the big brother? Why we have to fight over food? Come on, it's gonna be a nice family reunion. We're gonna offer food and drinks to each other. Even though one of the Suis, quote unquote, died, dematerialized, however we want to call it, I'm sure. Look, man, maybe there's another way. Maybe we don't have to bring Big Sui back. Maybe little bro can convince Big Bro that this might be a bad idea. With the power of soup. The power of soup fixes all good tasting golden soup. Maybe some fried rice. Tell me a dragon fried this rice? So as far as we know, a little recap of what happened last time during Shu's event. They picked up Shu in one of those agricultural cities of Yan. As far as we know, that was also the first... That was the first on-screen death of a playable character that we've had in a story of Arknights. Also, Yu's looking kind of sad. Oh! You got some kids trying to cheer Yu up while he waits for his family. So yeah. Shu sacrificed herself, quote-unquote, died to clear the corruption back at Da Huang. So, I don't know what they're trying to set up with that, because the moment she dematerialized and then came back to life, everyone forgot about her except for a few chosen people plus the other Sui siblings. So I don't know, man. Also, it was that was also a pretty good event. The problem was the mechanics of that was kind of miffy. It was really arbitrary who they decided would remember Shu after she materialized back. So that was the first death we've ever had of a playable character on screen. Surely that's not gonna happen again sometime soon, right? How they're setting that up for the rest of the Sui Saga, honestly have no clue. Like, the Sui Saga is a huge elephant in the room, especially when it comes to especially when it comes to Enfield, because they can't, if they want to bring back Suis for Enfield, it either has to be, Enfield's gonna take place a long time into the future. Suis, Pyramids, they have nigh infinite lives. However, the end of this Sui Saga, we don't know how they'll handle the end of this saga. Because everything is pointing through, everyone is self-actualized, they don't want to return back to the main body, everyone will keep their individuality and themselves intact. Or it could go the other way, where they all merge back together into one singular being, and then Hypergriff is gonna be like, hey guys, look at this final limited character. This one's a super limited character. It's a Sui's all back together into one body. That's also gonna be like a marketing ploy, which I might not like. If they go down that path for Enfield, it'll be what was the whole point of the Sui Saga? But these are all hypotheticals. Like the whole point of the saga is that they want to self-actualize. They don't want to go back to the singular whole. If they bring a Sui back for Enfield, it has to be an existing Sui. It can't be a new Sui of them back together, otherwise it betrays the point of this storyline. So it has to be like an existing Sui. They can live long. Anyway, that's a little tangent. Oh, what am I talking about? Let's actually go through the story. OR-ST-1. Chrysanthemum, tea, and dried tangerine peels. Dried orange peels left to age for 40 years in the same cup with freshly picked chrysanthemum. Do the flavors of yours stand up to a careful tasting? Okay, let's start. Where are we actually? Sir, are you saying such a remarkable individual actually existed in the history of Great Yan? Yes. Oh, cataloging books, organizing texts, promoting education. If she did so much for all life under heaven, why does no one remember her, or even know her name? Is this about the one Sui sibling that died? What's her name? Is it Jan? Jian? Starts with a J, I think. One of the Sui siblings died before the story began. And then there's Shu. They established this back in Shu's event, that if a Sui sibling dies, I don't know if this also pans out for other Faronmits, but if a Sui shard dies, their memories are erased from mortal existence. Written records can still be there. The other Suis, I think, can still remember them, but mortals won't be able to remember them. But arbitrarily, some mortals back in the Shu's event remembered her. So, Hypergriff, get your writing in order. Sir, can you identify this character? I'm gonna sneeze. I don't believe I've ever encountered it before. It's not that no one remembers her, it's simply that her true name in one lone word was never recorded in the history books. Isn't it a pity? Her pen captured Great Yan's long history in vast expanse, yet not a single page in the historical records bear her name. Sir, if I were to complete all the missing records, do you think I could reconstruct her image? Has this whole point been Big Brother trying to bring the Suis back together to try to rematerialize the one dead Sui? Has it been that endgame all along, actually? Wait. No, Big Brother has talked about this before. 40 years ago. Guyu, Grain Rain. 1062, April 21st. Sir! It's raining so hard out there. Why not come inside, have a pot of nice warm tea, and wait out the rain? No need. This rain won't be stopping anytime soon. It should be moving. Some people want the rain to stop. Some hopes it carries on. The umbrella vendor is smiling from ear to ear, but the passerby are downright miserable. A fascinating thought. Friend, you should take a moment to rest. I was asked to remind you, the road ahead is rough and uneven.
A certain someone worries you might misstep and get your shoes wet. Please just follow me, sir. Your friend is already waiting for you inside. Fuck me, it's Chong Yue.
Hi, Minister. It's been a while. No, these days you're the Grand Shooter.
Are we gonna see High Minister back when he was young? Are we gonna get his young sprite?
It has been some time indeed, since we bid each other farewell in human. I expected to meet with the Sui regulator in the Ministry of War first upon the return to the capital to deliver my report. That's why I've arranged to meet you in advance. His Imperial Majesty has passed.
Lightning! Thunder!
When? 2 weeks ago. I think. His Majesty has died of natural causes. Will not be coming to see me about it. Does this mean...
Okay, my man was still old back then. This was 40 years back. He's still a middle-aged man. He's still a DILF. It's alright. He's not that young. He's 40 years young. He's still looking spry at 40. The man sitting in the shadows holds out his hand. A black Wakey stone. Wakey? Wakey stone rests in his palm. Big brother, you were here. So a little recap. Big brother sort of Horcruxed himself into 100 Wakey stones. So I don't know, he spread across the land.
60 years ago, he escaped from that ancient temple and turned himself into 181.
My bad, 181 black Wakey stones.
Which scattered across the lands. The current whereabouts are unknown.
What's up, Hermit? Yeah, he's still young and fit. The Grand Shooter's alright. He's still alive in current day. Although, I don't know, he's an NPC. He's an NPC. Anything could happen to him.
2 weeks ago, the Sui regulator found this stone in the capital.
How do the stones move around? Do they just whisper demonic whisperings into your ear? Bring me to the capital. Bring me to the capital, to my body.
So, what has he done? I don't know. The only thing I'm certain is he could not have entered the Forbidden City. Someone must have gone out to meet him.
It's an inside job. Someone is working together with Big Brother Sui that apparently caused the death of His Highness. So much for
investigating this person's identity would be sensitive. His machinations likely will not involve others. I shouldn't have come to you today, but when the convict caused all this turmoil before, you were the one who subdued him. Grandmaster, do you know anything of this? Not a thing. I've not seen him since the incident. Then I believe you, Grandmaster. Do you need anything from me? Do not linger here. Return to human at once. Ursus is in constant turmoil, and there is a changing of the guard in human. We must not allow morale to be shaken. I will handle the Sui regulator in the Ministry of War myself. It is precisely because you are not entangled in this affair that I can entrust you with such a crucial task. Understood. I will see the Sui regulator continue to investigate the Wakey matter in secret. During this crucial time, you should remain out of sight, Grandmaster. He did not meet here today. Regarding the True Lung, how is His Highness Yan Wu?
the True Lung.
At this moment, he should be Yan Wu. Yan Wu was the one who went to His Imperial Majesty on the night he died.
Ooh, a conspiracy? What if it was Yan Wu who let Big Brother into the capital? Just so that he could take the crown from his father. Thunder. Well. This happened like 40 years ago.
Your Highness, 28 members of the traitor's family have been imprisoned. But after we checked the list, we found there was a single individual missing. An infant just under a month old.
An infant?
The Imperial Guard searched the Grand Preceptor's mansion thoroughly today, but found no traces of the baby.
Wait a minute. Infant? 40. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Now, which 40-year-old person would we know would be involved in a story such as this? Which 40-year-old... Is she even a MILF? She's not married. Which 40-year-old spry young woman would be involved in the story such as this? Blaze. Are you telling me Blaze is royal blood? Wait, no. She's not royal blood. They were saying something about the traitor. Wait. Traitor's Blaze? Blaze is connected to this... What the fuck is going on?
A newborn could not run off by herself.
Yeah, they're talking about Blaze. 40-year-olds don't just fall from the sky, they get born. It's not a Fairman, it's not the Sui. They were born a long time ago. The only other 40-year-old we know in this story is Blaze.
Someone went through the trouble to whisk her away. Your Highness need not worry. The Imperial Guard will find her. Huh. Earlier today, the Minister of Justice requested a meeting. He seeks His Highness's advice on the series of cases. Handle them according to the laws of Yan. I'll tell him. Where is my elder brother now? According to our reports, he left the capital just half an hour ago. Some of the Imperial Guard have defected with him.
Okay, brother. Oh my god, Blaze is royal blood. She's a Disney princess. A 40-year-old Disney princess, but still a princess nonetheless. She's royal blood. Big brother.
The soldiers guarding the city did not dare to stop them without orders to do so. Indeed, I never ordered them to keep him in Baizhao. He was unwilling to stay and left everyone behind.
Okay, so this motherfucker, I don't know, he let Big Brother in, somehow killed his father to take the throne, and Big Brother... Oh, so that's why Big Brother left Yan, because he didn't want to get murked. Sorry, Freudian slip. He didn't want to get murked in the same way Dad did, so he's like, I'm gonna take Blaze and skedaddle. Fine, you could have the throne. Fuck you. Fuck you, low bro, have the throne.
How many Imperial Guardsmen went with him? 18. Even after committing such an unforgivable crime, my elder brother can still send the Grand Preceptor to die in his place.
Wait a minute, what? Wait. Was the big brother the one that killed Daddy-O?
Even after committing such an unforgivable crime, my elder brother can still send the Grand Preceptor to die in his place. He can still command the unwavering loyalty of these 18 death sworn.
So it was the big brother that killed His Highness. Someone else, we're not really sure of, let Sui Big Brother into the capital. And Big Brother, who we are assuming to be Blaze's dad, left after supposedly killing His Highness. Okay.
How many courtiers are still devoted to him? How many still hope that he will retake the throne? Yet it is your Highness who now sits on the throne, not him. Therefore it falls upon your Highness to ensure Yan's eternal prosperity.
Okay, so... Wait, how can that be actually? Wait. Hold up. True Lung. If Blaze is part of the royal family, she should be Lung. But she's a cat girl. How does that factor in? Huh. Also, True Lung's Chen's family and the Dracos are also related to the True Lungs. Or, well, not the Dracos specifically. That was. Wait. He's also a lung. Most of the lungs in Yan are blood related. Are you telling me that Chen and Blaze are distant cousins? But she's a cat. Okay, let's stop thinking about Dragon Girl genetics here.
All case of Yan may afford hesitation and uncertainty. Save your highness.
The Grand Preceptor and the Elder Brother are different people. Yeah. The Grand Preceptor died in place of the older Highness Brother. The Highness Brother escaped Yan.
It's been so long since I've left this palace. Grand Commandant, tell me, has the spring rain yet ceased in Baijiao? The rain may stop whenever your highness desires.
Mandate of heaven type of bullshit. So much for the mandate of heaven of father, though. He kind of got murked.
Your highness has changed your mind, yet you have time to stop them. I'm exhausted.
Imperial Kitchen has prepared some bao soup and shredded bamboo shoots, if your highness desires.
Farewell.
Just to break the ice with the chef. The attendant. It's raining. Wah. There. Don't cry. We're on our way home. We're almost there. It's a cat! It is a cat! Oh my god, Blaze's dad is a... Blaze's dad is a silver fox, holy!
Pick up the pace, please, if you could. It's raining too hard, and I can't see too well. Couldn't go any faster at this rate. How much farther to the next stage station?
This man doesn't look like he has... I think they were framed. Look, man. This isn't a man that does patricide. This is a little scrungly. Look at this scrungly man. This scrungly man looks like he has the loving eyes of a father who's just witnessed the birth of his child. I feel like this man was framed by younger brother. Younger brother was kinda evil behind the veil there. I was sensing bad vibes from him. I'm like, okay, I think I get it now. Blaze's dad was probably framed for the assassination of His Highness by the younger brother.
At least 30 Brother, just how urgent is your business? That you'd bring your whole family along to travel on a night like this? Please, just go faster.
What?
What the?
An assassin!
What's somebody doing out here in the wilderness at this hour?
The man looks around, but the endless rain blocks his view. It is too dark for him to see anything.
We'll have to get out of here. Sir, I'll give you all the money I have. Take your carriage to the next stage station. If anyone asks, do not tell them you carried passengers with a baby tonight. I beseech you, good sir. But, what? Where are you going in this weather? We'll follow the path through the northern woods.
Wait, no, that's a woman. No, Blaze's mom. What is it? The baby. The baby is gone. Blaze got kidnapped. There's this man's.
It's her.
The baby is sleeping soundly in a cradle, oblivious to the mud and blood on her face.
I did everything you asked. I know their methods. I know how to answer them.
Oh wait, no, this is the man with bloody hands.
I know their methods, and I know how to answer them. Don't worry, I won't allow any blood to stain you. But sir, I have no way to repay your kindness. No, you need not thank me. I did not do this for you. She's done so much for me, yet what I do today will neither clear her name nor even begin to avenge her.
So this is a flash forward. I think this is still Dad. Something happened along the way where they had to save Blaze, I think.
I have no family, no affairs to settle after my death. I ask only one favor of you.
Or maybe it's a different man's.
Please, take this girl in. Aye. You need not tell her anything. Just let her grow up. Live her life in peace. Oh, you know, if she stays here, it will be risky, with a greater possibility that this old case will be reopened. But isn't that what you want? We may be powerless to change the situation right now, but if one day, be it 3 or 4 decades later, the truth is revealed, all the blood shall not have been shed in vain. Alright then, I swear it.
So, Blaze was offered up to the kindly old deer man, and that's where she grew up. Somehow she landed in Rhodes Island. Scallion tofu, OR-1. Made from spring onions and tofu, it takes quite a bit of skill to give it the proper clean taste. Check, please. Wait a minute, I'm busy. Is this you? Oh, all you ordered was a bowl of plain noodles. It's on the house. Come on. Wait, who's this? Okay, hype. Yo, Star. Yo, Star, it's the second fucking chapter, dog. It's a second fucking chapter. Where are your proofreaders, man? You're already getting gacha game blood money. On second thought, maybe Hypergriff isn't paying you with gacha game blood money, and that's why that's why you have no proof setters on this. Proofreaders. I'll be leaving the money on the counter. Bye. Thank you. Come again. Eating so little for lunch at that age, what gives? Too many colors blind the eyes. Too many flavors dull the tongue. One must not indulge in the desire for food. Didn't you just eat the one bowl of plain noodles? This is my 5th. I'm not like you. I prefer my food light and simple. I never add seasonings when I eat. No salt, vinegar, chili, scallions, garlic, and spices at all. Not very Yanese of you. Now I'm getting hungry for more Chinese food. When I'm eating, I want to taste the food itself. If the basics are even slightly less than fresh, my taste buds will detect it instantly. So you just want plain food? Where are you, white? Judging by your Mandarin robes, you're a deputy minister with the Judicial Review Office, aren't you? Your tongue must be the greatest judge under heaven. That's a mental eating habit. I don't want flavor in my food. I have to taste the blandness to not dilute my tongue. You have a way with words. When next you feel you've been wrong, come find me at the Judicial Review Office. My name is Yu Cheng. I won't need to trouble your magisterial greatness with that sort of thing. I am but a humble officer of the Ministry of Rights. I'm not often wronged. Well, come see me anyway. I'll treat you to a bowl of noodles. What is your name, young man? I'm called Gu Xuan? Q is... How do you pronounce Q again in Chinese? Gu Xuan. Gu Xuan. Gu Xuan. Or Gu Chuan. Is it Ch or Shuo?
Hey, Jiang, I'm here.
Oh lord, he coming. That man's is rotund.
Coming. What'll it be today, Liu?
I'll have the usual. Any specials today?
Well, persimmons are in season. We also got a fresh batch of chestnuts today. You can either eat them raw, nice and crispy, or cooked, sweet and tender. How about stewed beast belly with chestnuts and some of those osmanthus-flavored dried persimmon for dessert?
Nice. Alright, I'll try that then. By the way, that sign we fixed for your restaurant a while back.
Don't worry. I checked with our chef. The meal's on the house. We've taken care of our carpentry work the past few years. Treating you to a few meals is the least we can do.
You're too kind. He's a really great cook. The greatest under heaven, I'd say. I can't find food this good anywhere else. That wooden talisman I gave him, I meant it. He was too modest to accept the gift.
Come on, enough already. We're just a little old eatery. It's you who keeps us in business. You don't need to flatter us like that.
By the way, where is that young chef of yours? I didn't see him sitting outside and chatting with the guests today.
Oh, don't even bring him up. He's been sulking since early this morning. There's this famous food critic going around lately, taking advantage of the buzz from the Feast of the 100 Delicacies, you know. I hear she's visiting all the hidden little eateries in town, rating them one by one in the newspapers.
My first thought was is this Blaze trying to get some free food? But then they said they work for a newspaper. Look, I'm gonna say this in the kindest words. I don't think Blaze is literate.
I don't know, man!
She's the kind to jump off of a airship and land using only her heat powers. I don't know if she got enough tools in the shed to be a writer.
I know. I hear she published an article reviewing taverns in Baijiao. She's even writing a book. Says she wants to compile all the best recipes from Baijiao, past and present. She calls herself the Wandering Foodie, or something like that. Yeah, she's certainly ambitious. Baijiao has countless taverns. These places have been making their dishes for generations. To write a book about them, she'll need a wealth of knowledge and a stomach big enough for all that food.
Exactly. But I hear the book she's working on, Baijiao Cuisine and Food Culture, already earned some praise from the head chefs of our 4 great restaurants, and none of them have anything bad to say about her reviews. Rumor has it, she's dropping in here today.
What if this was all a gag? And this was actually just KOB? But no, KOB can't write.
Well, you have nothing to worry about. Your chef's cooking, even the harshest critic will have nothing to criticize, right?
You know his temper. Whether the reviews are good or bad, he can't stand people talking about his food. Says he doesn't want to get into a cooking competition. That's just because he's afraid he'll lose. Alright, that's enough of that.
He can hear you.
The only thing I'm worried about is people discovering this place. So I won't be able to get a table here anymore. Don't get too popular.
Knock on wood. Oh, another customer.
Why'd they give the Yannies NPCs at the capital handsome man face? Why are they all handsome in the capital?
Hey, look, the two of you coming right at this hour. We're right across from the Judicial Review office. It's kind of become your unofficial cafeteria.
If it wasn't for this restaurant, I would have resigned and moved ages ago.
Don't say such things. We have our duty. How could you think of resigning?
Oh, what's up? Why so serious?
It's a feast of 100 delicacies, of course. The busiest time of the year for the office. I haven't had a good night's sleep in a month. We could keep going like this.
Precautions are necessary, though. There's so many tourists here now. If something bad were to happen, it would be a disaster.
No matter how careful we are, just too much is going on. Something's bound to happen.
Hey, enough talk. Just enjoy the food.
You think we're talking about work just because we want to? By the way, did you hear the Ding Feng Lu case?
What case? There's something to say, just say it. Why all the secrecy?
I'm not trying to be secretive. This case is downright eerie.
Ding Feng Lu. It's a big-ass kitchen.
On the 15th of last month, When Dingfeng Lu was busiest, every one of its 100 or so stoves were burning all day and late into the night. That night, one of the stoves caught fire, and the staff couldn't put it out. A handful of chefs were injured.
Fire moving on its own? Blaze.
The originium pipe sprung a leak, was it? That's nothing new.
Well, the investigators couldn't determine whether the pipe had been tampered with or not. Hundreds of people...
Where's our heart?
Hundreds of people have access to that kitchen. Who knows if someone did something? You must know that Dingfeng is the most famous restaurant in Baijiao and the organizer of the feast.
Are we not in the capital? Is Baijiao the capital? I feel like we're in the capital. Like, all the context clues point that we're in the capital.
The thing that makes this incident particularly strange is that it happened on the 15th day of the month. The fire started on the 100th stove. Some say they saw a strange silhouette amidst the flames.
Blaze? Or Diane? I don't know, man.
Let's stick to the facts, yes. We don't need to fabricate things here.
Look, I'm telling you the truth. Many people said they saw it.
The work you do at the Judicial Review Office is pretty interesting. Listening to you talk about your cases is like reading a detective novel.
Oh, come on now, we're hardly authors here. It's just that whenever a case drags on for a few weeks without progress, I have nightmares about it. Look, man, I gave them silly voices because they're too handsome. These NPCs cannot be this handsome! They deserve silly voices!
There's nothing supernatural about it, it's just plain weird. Oh, another juicy story? Do tell. I really shouldn't divulge too many details about it.
Can't tease us like that. The suspense is killing me.
This is a matter of great importance. The place where this incident occurred is truly significant.
Are they gonna talk about the case from 40 years ago?
It was the Mr. Ning's Manor, former Minister of Rights. My chief has been investigating this case for a while now. I've only heard of an overview, so he won't tell me more. Well, Mr. Ning has been retired for several years now. He's in the process of leaving Baijiao and moving back to his hometown in Jiangnan. But a few days ago, a strange thief broke into his mansion. Nothing was stolen and no one was hurt, but in one of the guest rooms, there was a painting of Xian hanging on the wall, and someone used melted honey to draw a line across Zhan's mouth. Of course, the mansion was heavily guarded, but the thief seemed to know the layout very well. And the thief, whether down to incredible skill or sheer experience, left no trace behind. My Shifu and the others have their hands full trying to crack the case.
Sealing the lips with honey. Isn't that the legend of the stove god? It ensures the stove god will say more good things than bad. The thief vandalized the painting but didn't steal anything of value. They don't care for money, so they did have some other motive?
Motive could they have had? What motive could they have had? Minister Ning is an honorable mandarin. He has a decades-long record of dutiful public service. Who could have any issue with him? Regardless, he is an important court mandarin. The ransacking of his manor is no small matter, especially at a time like this. It's our greatest fear come true. Oh hey, I just thought of something.
You scared me. What's the thought?
I just remembered that I also saw something weird a few days ago, right in this very restaurant. It was 3 days ago when I was eating when a real strange customer walked in. He looked to be on the older side and he was still wearing a prison outfit, as if he had just been released by the Judicial Review Office.
Oh! Big Brother.
He sat down and ordered 20 bowls of white rice, nothing else. He downed them in no time flat.
If it's raining outside, I'm sorry it's on the mic.
That's all you're going to eat? Eating all that rice is bound to make you choke. Why don't we whip up 2 little entrees for you and a bowl of soup on the house? No. It's the Huang rice. Nice and fresh. The finest on the land. What other food could I possibly need?
Huh.
I've filled my belly. I've no need for any free dishes. Check, please.
After that funny fella finished eating, he grabbed all 20 empty bowls and walked out of the restaurant. Kept walking until he reached a judicial review office. He threw the pile of bowls at the door of the office and yelled, "I'm the one who set the fire to the scrollery." Well, I'm sure you know more about it than me, especially with my terrible memory. Who was that guy anyway? What happened to him in the end?
There's no way I could discuss something like that with you.
Shh, there are civilians at the next table over. Don't worry about them. I heard that lady speaking Victorian. Think they're foreigners. They don't understand what we're saying anyway.
Well, Victorian tourist, question mark? Well, the middle-aged woman has arrived. Also, that's a new getup. What are you doing here, Blaze? When does this take place, actually? After? Either this is during... Most likely this is like after... No. Oh, wait, no. The entire Sui Saga takes place in the latest years of Arknights. So this would take place past like... It would be after chapter 14? The Victorian arc? And way after that. Possibly after the Seaborn arc. Because as far as we know, the Sui Saga is like the latest. It happens the latest of all the stories. So when we meet Blaze... she's about like 30, 35 the first time we see her. 30-ish to 35 probably. 5 to 10 years later, she's 40 years old now. Okay, the math tracks. Perfect Yannies. Now she can understand everything.
Red silk special, mala tofu, soft yellow shells, autumn casserole, jade surprise. And that's all she ordered.
It's later than 10:25 for what's worth. Okay, the math tracks. The Sui Saga does take place the latest, which is why she's 40 years old in this event. The math tracks. When we meet her during the main story, she's about like 25 to 30-ish. Okay! Fine, we finally have aging women in Arknights. You caught me, Hypergriff. You finally caught me.
That's all she ordered. Is she trying to challenge us?
Wait, grumpy voice.
She seems very polite. She just looked at the menu and picked out these dishes. Didn't look like she was asking for trouble.
No shot. She's the actual critic? Don't tell me she's the actual critic. My bad, Blaze. I wasn't familiar with your game. What happened to Rhodes Island, dog? Why aren't you an elite operator anymore? Why are you working as a food critic? And writing a book? What happened in these 5-10 years past the Victorian saga?
You think she might be that food critic? The one who wrote Baizhao Cuisine and Food Culture?
What kind of food critic comes in and orders nothing but tofu?
Relax, Chef, relax. You know how things are going here, business-wise. The future of our restaurant hinges upon this very moment.
Maybe they'll mistake her for the food critic.
You have to do your best. The dishes must be flawless.
The Victorian woman pulls up a chair and 2 jugs of wine and sits at the table with the 2 mandarins of the Judicial Review Office. She casually pours each a glass of wine. Its rich, sweet aroma soon fills the table. Hello, boys. Time to drink with Blaze. Please drink and enjoy. This wine was meant for sharing. Aye. So what happened next? What became of the weirdo who threw the empty rice bowls? Good lady, what you just heard was nothing more than idle diners' chatter. Whatever you do, please do not share it with anyone else. Huh? But you haven't finished the story yet. Where's the cliffhanger? Where's the stay tuned for the next episode? I'm a Mandarin of the Judicial Review Office, madam. I'm not a storyteller in the tea house. What a coincidence! I have a good friend who works there too. And here I was thinking everybody at the Judicial Office was stuffy, pretentious, and tight-lipped. Dear madam, have you come to Yan all by yourself? All here on a vacation? Let's not be so formal. My Yanni's name is Huang, or Blaze in Victorian. Huang. Blaze. I mean, some operators have code names, some operators just use their actual names, and some operators transliterate their names into Victorian. Yes, you could say I'm here on vacation.
I haven't met many Victorians who speak Yanese as well as you do. Have you lived in Yan previously?
Actually, no, but I'm not 100% Victorian. My father is Yanese. Oh! Lazy? 3 rules, you say? Yes, if you can't follow these rules, I won't be able to take you back to Baijiao. Also, I saw the leaks. Leiji's getting an altar, right? We haven't reacted to that trailer yet, but I saw the leaks. Somehow, Beiji's gonna become more relevant in the future, because of course she is. Like, they've set her up for a long time in the story. Now they're finally pulling on the strings to finally make her relevant to the Sui Saga. Okay, lay 'em on me. First, be wary of strangers. Do not on your own volition take actions that are unnecessary. Too bad. Already broke the rule? What do you take me for? A 3-year-old? I know that. What else? Second, do not tell anyone that you are an infected. Do I need you to tell me that? Third, do not under any circumstances tell anyone about your father. Okay. Blaze, you're an important witness in all of these major cases, as well as an important piece of evidence. Okay, so by this time in the story, the Yanese government already know about Blaze's identity, and somehow they're okay with her on Rhodes Island. But somehow with Leiji found a way to get Blaze back to Baijiao for some important mission. Probably to crack the case, maybe. That might be it, actually. They need her cooperation to solve the case from 40 years ago of how the current His Highness got into power. Conspiracies in my Sui Saga. I need your cooperation, and in return, I will guarantee your safety.
What's that about your dad?
I'm here to visit some family, and I'm on vacation. So, okay, she might really be royal blood, related to the current His Highness. That would be her uncle, because that would be the younger brother of her father. Would he be a lung or a cat? Let's find out, actually.
Well, madam, you came at the perfect time. The Feast of 100 Delicacies is about to begin. All Bai Zhao's restaurants compete to serve the best dishes. This is the time of the year when you can try the tastiest food.
Really? Do you have any other Bai Zhao delicacies you can recommend? Or maybe a restaurant or two?
Bai Zhao doesn't have any signature dishes, or Bai Zhao delicacies as you put it. Instead, you'll find that every single dish you eat in Bai Zhao makes a delicacy.
That makes sense. I didn't make the connection until now that Bai Zhao means 100 stoves in Victorian.
You know what they say? The people food is heaven. Yes, the name Bai Zhao bestowed ages ago by the reigning True Lung, meanings tend all cooking stoves under heaven. Later, someone says exquisite food demands meticulous preparation. See, fine food doesn't just fill your stomach, it soothes the soul. There are many different dishes for every season and region. The best chefs, they have a wealth of knowledge and the power of the gods at their fingertips.
Oh, please, let's just eat. Enough fooling around with foreign tourists. Order up!
Munch, 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 munch. Do you have some special fondness for tofu or... These are all tofu dishes? They have different names, so I had no idea. Would have thought that Yan had so many different kinds of tofu. Oh! New character. Whatever, there's more than enough tofu for everyone. We'll enjoy it all together. Isn't that the custom here in Yan after all? Alright, let's dig in. What's this? I don't remember ordering a dessert.
Elegant woman.
Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Yuri! Just two women ordering food for each other, my man. My man, or my woman, my wing woman.
Did you send out the food? Does she like it?
Actually, she didn't even eat much. She gave most of it away to other customers.
Oh! Okay, I was right. Blaze isn't the food critic. The woman beside her might be the food critic. And she Oh! She makes her criticisms based on other people's reactions to the food. That's weird. I think? I don't know, man. Maybe she's just smooth. Maybe she was just flirting with Blaze. Could be both.
Settle down, she might be feeling out the ambience, you know? Just calm down, let's see what happens.
Wait, no. Are they talking about Blaze or the woman beside her? Giving out food. Okay, they were definitely referring to Blaze. And she was giving food to the other woman, but she didn't ask for dessert, which means the other woman ordered it for Blaze. Okay, got it. They still think she's the food critic, but I still think the food critic might be the one beside her. Why does this first chapter have so much intrigue? So what is this Feast of 100 Delicacies you keep talking about? You may speak fluent Yanese, madame, but there are clearly gaps in your knowledge of our culture. The Feast of 100 Delicacies happens every year in mid-autumn, when the True Lung convenes meetings with mandarins of all levels to discuss state affairs. If it's just a bunch of government meetings, why is it called the Feast of 100 Delicacies? Well, now that has a beautiful origin story. Many years ago, the True Lung at the time held a birthday banquet, and all the mandarins presented him with gifts, including all manners of rare treasures from across Yan. But there was one mandarin, a young assistant minister from the Ministry of Revenue, who gave the True Lung a bowl of pearl jade soup. The True Lung lifted the lid off the bowl, only to find a clump of rotten cabbage leaves and scant few grains of brown rice floating in some water. The True Lung was enraged, demanding, "What is the meaning of all this?" The assistant minister replied, "There was a flood in Jiangxi last year, so we had a terrible harvest. What you see in the bowl here is what the peasants have been eating every day." speaking up for what's right. That's what any good Mandarin should do. Still, doing it to the True Lung's face on his birthday like that takes some serious guts. Yes, the surprising thing is, the True Lung did not punish the young Mandarin. He praised him and ordered that all other Mandarins follow his example in advocating for the people. The True Lung ordered cuts to the court budget and used those funds for disaster relief. He built embankments to guard against future floods, and Jiangxi was saved.
Yes, and the following year, the Mandarins presented the True Lung with a bowl of sumptuous fortune soup to show him that the fineries were thriving.
In summation, the annual banquet became a tradition, called the Feast of 100 Delicacies, held every year during the Mid-Autumn Festival. And all restaurants in the city served dishes from the traditional 100 Delicacies menu, welcoming all people to join in the celebration. Oh, the Yannis really know food, don't they? The little shop here is a great example. It may look ordinary, but it serves top-notch eats. Just look how many different types of tofu they can make. Amazing. Then again, these cakes here, they taste different to the ones I've had before, and not in a good way. I think something's not quite right with them. Huh. Why are we all silent? Huh? Why is everyone gone silent? Was it you? Uh-oh. When the chef hears your criticism of their cooking. Me when I can't keep my mouth shut? In the middle of a Jollibee? Uh-oh. You're the one criticizing my food? Well, here we go. Part 2. Young sounding voice. What do you want to show me? Resolute voice. Pick up the pace a little, we'll be there soon. Ooh, lazy. You walk in the snow by the stream, the fragrant plum blossoms are rare. However, you can find some of at the base of the mountain. I suppose the view of the fireworks against the city skyline from atop the mountain could be the only thing worth climbing all the way up here.
Fireworks? Who cares about those? I brought you here to see this pine tree.
An evergreen. It can withstand the cold weather.
No, that's not what's special about it. I planted this tree myself, right before I assumed my post in Baizhou. Back then, I had the same mindset as you. After all these years, I'm a different person now, and this tree is a different tree.
I don't understand.
That doesn't matter. All you need to do is look at the tree, imprint it in your memory. Qingyan, you will do well in the Judicial Review Office. You will go on to be an excellent deputy minister, or maybe a minister yourself. Those cases will not be a problem for you. There's really only one issue that you'll need to focus on. Will you be able to handle the truth?
They're playing Ling's theme. I do not understand.
No need to understand now. Every once in a while, you will think back to this pine tree. Once you've spent enough time contemplating the tree, you will understand the rest. After I die, cut down the tree. Use its wood to fashion my coffin.
Mr. Yu,
You should be going. The higher you climb, the colder it gets.
years of wind and snow, moments fleeting like blossoms in the morning and evening light. Once more, I think back to the pine tree in the mountain path, buried in snow. Yu Cheng, what penalty do you propose to atone for your guilt? That's the guy who set the scrolleries on fire, the one from the story. The one from the 2 NPCs story. Snoring softly. I'm gonna sneeze. Also gotta hydrate, so I don't dehydrate. So, words are hard. The Judicial Review Office is kinda like a detective agency, plus their judiciary section of the government, so they investigate cases and shit like that. Well, less like Lee's detective agency. They're a bunch of they're an independent detective agency. This one's like government sanctioned. Eventually, we might get down to the case of how and who killed the original His Highness 40 years ago. Ah. What time is it? Has the suspect confessed yet? Censor Ji Zhen, this is a serious matter. Please mind your words and behavior. Do not snore in court. You're asleep in court! Someone's on trial! This is a routine internal matter for the Judicial Review Office. The Department of Discipline and Supervision is just going through the motions. It's not a big deal. However, this trial today certainly has been interesting. The minister is usually quite well-tempered. I've never seen her angry that angry before. New special sprited NPC. Kind of reminds me of Nine-Tailed Deer. Chen Che. Wait. Oh. Are you? I don't know what's the naming conventions in Yan again? Are you related to Chen? The Chen family? Because Chen is Chen's last name, if I'm not mistaken, right? Are you related to Chen? Yu Cheng, you served in the Judicial Review Office once. You took an oath before the Bronze Mirror. You really think the Judicial Review Office is the proper place for you to act like a spoiled brat? Oh! It was this man's! Wait, no. It was this man's!
That's an unjust accusation. You accused me all that you needed to ask, and I answered them. What else would you have me do? On the 15th of last month, around 1:45 a.m., someone set fire to the southern end of the Judicial Review Office scrollery. That person was me.
Liar. When the fire broke out, you were in pre-trial detention. How could you have started it? If you planned the fire, you had help. Name your co-conspirator.
I had no co-conspirator. However, I did have a helper. A foul beast. That night, a wounded foul beast landed by the window of my cell. I fed it a few grains of rice and some fresh water. The foul beast was quite intelligent. I saved it, and it was willing to return the favor. I gave it a burning straw and told it to fly to the scrollery.
Huh? How? Foul beast. Something tells me that's not a normal foul beast. Did you come in contact with the Beast Lord? Which foul beast would it be? There's High Priest. There's Mr. President, El Presidente, but he's all the way in Colombia, so I don't know why he would be here. Also, I don't think High Priest could fly. So it's another Language understanding bird.
Yu Cheng, the courtroom has no time for your games. I'm not playing games. If you ask me anything, I will answer truthfully. Farewell. You say you started the fire. Elaborate on that, if you will.
Well, how else could he elaborate? He said he gave the bird a burning match. It flew over the scrollery. Some birds just want to watch the world burn.
What species of foul beast was it that you used? Do I look like a foul beast expert? I only remember that it was completely black, without a single stray hair, as black as a human heart.
I don't know, did the bird eat one of the black wakey stones? Did it get possessed by Big Brother? Birds do have the proclivity of collecting shiny objects, right? What if the bird picked up one of the wakey stones and Big Brother in the stone was like, hey, bird, give me your body now. And it possessed it like like breaking a Horcrux.
Said you gave the foul beast a burning straw. You were locked in a cell. Where did you get the straw? I picked it out of my sleeping cushion. Your cushion was made of cotton. Then my memory is mistaken. It must have fallen in from the foul beast's nest. The guards did a full search of your cell after the fire. They did not find any foul beast nest. If criminals didn't try to cover their tracks, we wouldn't need the Judicial Review Office of the Ministry of Justice, would we? That foul beast truly understood human nature. Why, you... Oh, right. As how I lit the straw in the first place. I struck the cell bars with these iron shackles exactly 863 times, one for each year of the Judicial Review Office's existence. That is as much detail as I can provide on the fire. Will it do? Madam Minister, do you have any more questions for me?
Wow. I had to hydrate. Either he's a really good bullshitter, or he's just saying the truth and being really smug about it. It seems that he has been reading some fanciful stories since his retirement.
This is no time for jokes.
Well, she had the patience to play along with him and indulge his insanity. Do you want to enter this line into the record?
Of course.
Interesting. Yu Cheng was... Hold up, I'm gonna sneeze. Yu Cheng was once appointed Deputy Minister of the Judicial Review Office's Housekeeping Pavilion. There he took down countless corrupt mandarins and notorious criminals. However, after his retirement, you convicted him of fabricating evidence, which is how he ended up here. As you think back now, do you regret your choice, Deputy Minister Lin? I keep sneezing. As you think back now... Yeah, do you regret your choice? The law is the law. It bends for no man. Stop trying to stir up trouble, Censor Jie. I think the rainy season's acting on my allergies again. I'm just muting whenever I need to sneeze. But when we look at it, Yu Cheng's behavior is quite odd. When he was charged with fabricating evidence, he did not question it or protest. Now after he's been convicted, he decides to start a fire. That's not right. I still have questions. Yes, Deputy Minister Lin?
Huh.
Lin Xingyan puts down her pen and paper and happens to meet Yu Cheng's gaze.
The prisoner, who has been pretending to be insane, is now staring at her intently.
She wants to know the truth. She does not fear revealing herself in the process. Yu Cheng seems pleased with Ling Qingyan's reaction. Qingyan. He closes his eyes as an ugly grin crosses his face. Deputy Minister Lin, as an acting clerk, you need only take notes. Minister Chen, there's one question you haven't asked yet. Yu Cheng claims he set the fire. What was his motive? The suspect's confession is clearly nonsense. Why bother asking his motive?
I'm the one who set the fire to the scrollery. You must believe me.
I feel like you're covering for someone else. You went into the restaurant. You ate a bunch of rice. You went back out. Screamed in front of the review office. I set fire to the restaurant. I feel like you're making shit up. You're covering for someone.
As for why I did it,
Yu Cheng. There were 74,000 case files in the southern section of the scrollery, the result of 60 years of painstaking effort and the hard work of 24 deputy ministers, and you saw fit to turn it all to ash? Yu Cheng silently droops his head. He remains silent for what seems like ages. The minister's eyes remained fixed on him, watching his every move.
As I saw fit, it was no great loss.
Or maybe he did do it.
Those files were filled with half-truths, whitewash fabrications, and outright lies. Gazing upon them dirties, the eyes thinking of them taints the mind.
I mean, it would be apt that the review office might be a bit corrupt to get their convictions. I mean, yeah, even he himself fabricated cases. And when he retired, he was like, fuck, I fucked up. This whole system is fucked up. Burn all the scrolleries, burn all the lies. Okay, I feel like I'm on your side now.
So I thought it best to cleanse it all in the flames.
Cleanse? Just what are you trying to say?
What am I trying to say? If you're keen to know, then let's have a discussion. That which I burned, was it clean or dirty?
Minister Chen, the suspect is clearly suffering from some mental disease. It's getting late. Shall we conclude the questioning for today? Someone doesn't want to check into... Someone doesn't want to verify whether any of the cases that were burned were actually legit. The system is corrupt to the core. They're trying to silence the whistleblower. Less of a whistleblower, more of an anarchist. He's like, instead of revealing this to the public, he's like, let's just burn it all. Kinda chaotic neutral. Escort Yu Cheng back to his cell. I truly regret that we subjected the Department of Discipline and Supervision to this circus today. Oh, it truly is a vexing case. We understand. We're not hiding anything. The Judicial Review Office investigated itself and found no counts of forgeries, no counts of fabricating evidence to get convictions. We are clearly innocent, and the man is clearly mentally insane. He just wanted to burn things because he just wanted to burn things. Absolutely no deeper motives aside from that. I just hope this can be resolved quickly so I don't have to make so many trips here. You've planted way too many camphor trees in the courtyard. They're making me sneeze. Me too, it might be that. I shall take my leave now, Deputy Minister Lin. See you. You should be off too, Qingyan. And this might be the turning point of how... Oh, that's what Yu Cheng meant in the flashback. Yu Chang, when he was talking to Leiji about handling the truth about her going into the judicial review office, this was what he was mentioning. The system is corrupt. The system is corrupt. That is the truth, which will force Leiji to become an alter. To go through her character arc to get her own alter. I see now. The courtroom door swings open and as sunlight pours in once more. Lin immediately spots the 7 towers with 18 pointed roofs hidden in the shadows of the trees. The Judicial Review Office scrollery were all built in this style. The roofs of the towers seem to be covered with ash, the remnants of the burned southern section. The system is corrupt, as always. Just as she is about to step out the door, she hears a faint voice. Lin, it's almost time. Oh, it's Cheng.
Do not forget.
Lin steps out into the cold sunlight without even hesitating. Wait a minute. The evidence of the case from 40 years ago, was that included in the scrolleries? Oh, the dirty secret that they're trying to cover up. Also, why do you have to burn them though? Why do you have to burn the scrolleries? There must have been another way to shed a light on the corruption of the Judicial Review Office. Achoo. Aside from setting it alight, literally. Sensor Jiazhen, you're still here. I was waiting to chat with you for a minute. It's not convenient to talk in there. If you still want to investigate Yu Cheng's case, you'd better move quickly. After the Feast of 100 Delicacies is over, all prisoners detained in Baizhou will either be transferred to another prison or exiled. Probably to Yumen? I don't know. In any case, the cells must be emptied within 2 weeks. 2 weeks. The Imperial Decree should reach you shortly. I just spotted it early, so I'm giving you a heads up. Here I thought you didn't care much for these things. It is within my power to avoid caring, but you cannot get it out of your head. Yu Cheng is very important to you, isn't he? He was kind of like my teacher in the Judicial Review Office. He's the one who taught me to distinguish right from wrong. When I first discovered that he had fabricated evidence to convict the corrupt Mandarin, well, I shrugged it off as using any means necessary to achieve justice. Is it justice, though? Fabricating evidence, forcing confessions. Man, that's a nice 99% conviction rate you got there, Japan. Pretty sure you didn't do any shady shit to get those convictions. Pretty impressive 99% conviction rate, Japan. Truly a country that values peace and justice. But no, this is about Yan, actually. What did they mean by this? This is about Yan. Hypergriff, what did you mean by this? Arknights isn't political, by the way. However, I never imagined he would set fire to the scrollery. There's absolutely no justice in that. Indeed, I can't figure him out. But it does provoke a question. They've never emptied the jails for the feast before. Why do it this year? This matter may not concern you directly, but I'm sure you've heard something about it. Human experienced a catastrophe at the beginning of the year. Then this summer we suffered the Dahuang incident. And what was the root cause of all this? Well, the Fahrenheit cult in Yumen and the demons in Dahuang? How are they connected? Are you gonna say the Fahrenheits? Are you gonna say the Sui? You gotta be fucking kidding me, dog! Bestial Sui. This 1,000-year-old case must be finally resolved. Okay, fine. Big Brother. How was Big Brother involved in the human incident? Aside from that other Fahrenheit. The other they-them Faramit from the human incident. I dare not engage in presumptuous speculation. This is as much as I can say for now. Doshi? Censor Jie, why did you terminate the ongoing interrogation? Ah. As the saying goes, words may deceive, so you trust your eyes. I wager you haven't seen the burned scrollery yet. No, I have not. Perhaps you'd better go see for yourself. I will take my leave. The case of the Suis. The case from 40 years ago. They're both connected. Big Brother probably had a hand in putting the current His Highness in power from 40 years ago. But why? The restaurant, which was loud and boisterous just a moment ago, goes completely silent because Yu is giving Blaze an earful. The regulars, anticipating what is to come, file out of the diner, one by one. Of course, they remember to leave the money of their meals. Jiang, close the door. What? What happened? Jiang, wasn't she just eating these tangerine cakes here? Yes, she was. And didn't you tell me she was criticizing the taste? No, she said they taste different. Not bad, just different. Same, but different. I guess you'd call it criticism. They're not exactly orthodox, different to what I had before. So you're the head chef, eh? Pretty young, aren't you? Don't try to change the subject. I was just critiquing the food. That's not a capital offense. Besides, I thought the rest of the dishes were awesome. Now you're on to flattery. This is my restaurant and I have my rules. You either tell me what's wrong with my tangerine cakes or I won't let you leave. I told you already. They taste different to the ones I've had before. Where and when did you eat them before? More than 10 years ago when I was living in Victoria, a relative sent them to me. Did you come here to stir up trouble? Jiang! Escort her out!
No, we're not in the habit of kicking customers out the restaurant. Good madam, think for a moment. What exactly it is about these cakes that taste different? Maybe this is some kind of misunderstanding.
Let me think. I remember the tangerine cakes I had before were sweeter. Yes, you must not have used enough sugar. Tangerine cakes need more sugar. To think I took you for a food critic. You're a woman with absolutely no taste. I won't waste my time arguing with you. Please leave. You say I have no taste when the real problem is your cooking? Blaze! Blaze, you're pouring gasoline onto the fire! Damn! Oh no. My cooking, you say? Don't make me laugh. My cooking, my culinary talent, Alright then, I'll make you a bet. Go out this door here and sample the food at some of the other restaurants. If you find a better tasting meal, I'll give you this entire shop.
No, please, no.
If you can't find better food, you have to sit at this table by the window and shout out to the streets. Shout what? Apologize to me 100 times! But what would I want with your restaurant? Let's do this instead. If I find food that tastes better, then you'll let me eat here for a month, free. You'll teach me how to cook a few of the tastiest dishes in Yanni's cuisine, also free of charge. Huh? There's an old Yanni saying, give a man a fin and you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man to fin catch and you'll feed him for a lifetime. I didn't know Jesus was Chinese. It's a Yanni saying now, by the way. This restaurant, When I leave, I can't take it with me. If you teach me how to cook a few tasty dishes, I can cook them for my friends. But weren't you just criticizing my cooking? I told you, all your other dishes taste great. Wait a moment. Don't think you could just trick me like that. We still need to discuss the tangerine cakes. Okay, then I'll take your bet. I know I can find tangerine cakes somewhere in Baijiao that taste like the ones I had before. Huh? What's that weird smell?
I think it's coming from back in the kitchen.
Something is burning! I know that smell. Something is overcooked. My stew! You came out here to argue with the customer?
Oh, dear customer, I apologize. Our head chef has a bad temper and is easily offended. Please come again, alright?
Pretty weird. You're the actual food critic! You're the one that ordered dessert for Blaze also. They mistook Blaze for the food critic when it was you all along. Wait a minute. Hold up. You're also a cat girl. You have white hair. You have the same white hair as Blaze's father? Hold up. Are you? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Purple eyes? Didn't the father also have purple eyes? I'm pretty sure he had silver hair. Blaze doesn't have silver hair. What if? What if the baby? What if the baby that escaped Yan wasn't Blaze? What if it's you? What if it was you all along? You also don't look like a stereotypical 40-year-old middle-aged woman. Hypergriff, don't be cowards. You've already given us women with wrinkles. Don't be fucking cowards now that we're in Yan. I've heard that skilled chefs tend to be eccentric. You're also writing in scrolls. You're the food reviewer. In fact, I'll bet the reason he was able to become a good chef is precisely because he takes his food so seriously. Did you notice that each of the 5 tofu dishes you ordered had tofu cut in a different way? Yet every piece of tofu within each dish was exactly the same size and shape? Okay, you are the food reviewer. I don't think many chefs in Baijiao could accomplish that. You overheard our argument? Also, I just realized, Blaze, you have some thick thighs. Holy, it's like 1/4 of the screen. Sorry, I wasn't eavesdropping. You were just within earshot. You're all having so much fun sharing your dishes amongst yourselves. Well, I believe you accidentally took the plate of tangerine cakes that I ordered. Oh. Those were your cakes! Giggity. Oh, sorry about that. What a dummy I was, taking someone else's food and then having a fight with a chef over it. You wait here, I'll order you some more right away. No, there's no need for that. I came here today to try the food. After seeing how much you all enjoyed it, well, I figure it must be good enough. However, I'm still a little curious, what exactly did you not like about the tangerine cakes? I can't really put my finger on it, but I just know I've eaten better ones before. Are you sure the dish you ate before was indeed tangerine cakes? Of course! One of my relatives lived in Baijiao and would ship me these cakes. There's no way I'd be wrong. I'm sure. May I trouble you with a request then? You're going looking out for another restaurant that serves these tangerine cakes, right? Can you take me with you? Sure. You're from Baijiao, aren't you? That's perfect. You know your way around these parts. Then again, it's getting kind of late. Let's meet here before tomorrow at noon. What do you say? Certainly. Oh, right. By the way, my name is Blaze. I'm a tourist from Victoria. How should I call you? I'm a woman of few hobbies. I like to write. I like to eat. My pen name is The Wandering Foodie. Okay, you are the food critic. In any case, you may call me Xingzhu. for short. Ah. Leiji and Chen? Other Chen. This Chen.
Such a trove of knowledge. Those wonderful archives. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The dark space still has a lingering acrid smell. On the collapsed beams of the ironwood, murky raindrops tremble, ready to fall. The iron chests that once held so many records, and books that have been warped and twisted by the flames, the paper and ink within have smoldered into ash, leaving only faint traces of words. Do not linger too long. Rain showers after a fire send smoke up into the air. What have we learned so far? We've determined this to be arson. The absurd part, the fire's time and location match Yu Cheng's confession perfectly. The scrollery was heavily guarded, yet on the night of the fire, the guards didn't notice anything. Not only was the perpetrator highly skilled in Kung Fu, but they also had intimate knowledge of the Judicial Review Office's layouts. They must have been working with Yu Cheng for quite some time.
Hold up. Hold up. What if it wasn't a bird? What if it was a blonde woman? What if the co-conspirator was actually Leiji herself?
You're saying you think this was an inside job? We cannot be certain. How bad was the damage? All records that were burned from old cases, which has little effect on our current work. However, if these cases were ever to be reviewed in the future, there would be no evidence to go on.
Dirty evidence.
Nearly all of these cases were Yu Cheng's responsibility. Do you really believe Yu Cheng was the one who burned the scrollery? Absolutely not. No matter what nonsense he spouts, he was in prison when the fire broke out. There's no way he could have done it himself. However, I'm sure he's involved in some way. He's working with someone else.
Conveniently, Leiji's right beside you.
Well, what did he mean when he suggested the files are dirty?
Maybe it wasn't Leiji. Maybe she doesn't know the truth of the matter yet. She hasn't reckoned with the corruption of the Judicial Review Office yet.
Is there something on your mind? Do you still remember the last case Yu Cheng investigated before he retired? How could I forget? 40 years ago, the Minister of Justice was stabbed in the street. The assassin turned out to be a mad beggar. The Judicial Review Office did everything in their power to uncover the man's identity, to no avail. In the end, they classified the murder as random, spur-of-the-moment act of violence. Nearly 30 years later, Yu Cheng accused the sitting Minister of Rights, Ning Shu, of being the murderer.
Corruption throughout the system.
I worked with Yu Cheng for many years. I knew him better than anyone. However, in his last few years of the office, he began to change. Something radicalized him. He began doing whatever it takes to catch criminals. He even started fabricating evidence to close cold cases and settle old scores. If the accusations against him were baseless, why did Minister Ning resign? What do you mean?
Hold up. Gotta hydrate.
You still remember Gu Chuan? Gu Chuan?
Gu Chuan.
It all began with Gu Chuan serving as the envoy of ceremonial rites, died en route to Victoria. Yu Cheng believed that Minister Ning murdered the Minister of Justice and then killed the important witness in the case 30 years later. But that's the absurdity. The envoy had only just taken office. How could he have been connected to a case from 30 years prior? Moreover, the envoy's manner, place, time, and death were all clearly established. He drowned near the Victorian border.
How could the Minister of Rights have orchestrated his death, all the way from Baijiao? The Judicial Review Office recorded Gu Chuan's death in the case files. The files are somewhere in this pile of ash that lays before you. Why raise these two cases now? You think they're connected to the fire somehow? I would call it a hunch. Yu Cheng's confession has drawn our attention, but clearly there's some kind of larger scheme behind the fire. The real question isn't who set the fire, but the arsonist's main goal. You hand this case over to me? No. On what grounds? Yu Cheng asked you to take notes during his trial. This is why you stand here now, and is also the reason I cannot allow you to participate any further. Whatever Yu Cheng's plan, you are most certainly a part of it.
Okay, she wasn't the co-conspirator. Definitely someone else. If it could be anyone else, I mean, it has to be Big Brother Sui, right?
I know you regard him as a mentor and couldn't bear to see his reputation tarnished, but I will assign someone else to investigate the fire. Rest assured, we will get to the bottom of this. What about the cases Yu Cheng once investigated? You'd best forget about those. No matter what you intend to investigate, it's simply not a good time. Why do you say that? Lin Qingyan, you are a deputy minister in the Judicial Review Office, not some patrol woman. Every case you handle has a ripple effect. Your so-called act of justice may very well become a dagger in the hands of those with ulterior motives. So you know what's really going on with these cases, don't you? Stay away from Yu Cheng's cases. That is my suggestion. Do not force me to make it an order. Oh, and I have one final piece of advice. You must learn to prioritize. The past is never as important as the present.
The young deputy minister is still standing in the same spot. She walks down the path that's been cleared through the rubble, through the place that once held so many case files. The arsonist's main motive is quite clear. He never wanted those files to see the light of day. The files from 40 years ago. Ah.
Whether Yu Cheng fabricated evidence or not, all available clues in both cases point to Ning Shu. But why would the Minister of Rice assassinate another high-ranking Mandarin?
She bends down and brushes aside a charred beam, revealing a hint of green emerging from the ashes. It's a pine tree.
Yu Cheng, you. I planted this tree myself, right before I assumed my post in Baijiao. After I die, cut down the tree, use its wood to fashion my coffin. It's almost time. Oh wait, do not forget.
Pine tree. Coffin.
This month's water bill is 2,000, and electricity is 2,500, while ingredient costs.
Go do your accounting somewhere else, please. I can't stand you buzzing in my ear.
According to my calculations, if you can come up with another 3,000, we'll be able to keep the doors open past this month.
Where am I going to dig out that coin?
There are a few ways to do it, like 2 months of meals owed by Wang the carpenter, or you could visit shopkeeper Liu across the street and ask him for the balance he owes for last month's funeral banquet. Collect enough of those outstanding debts and we'll have what we need to make it through the month.
That's less than ideal, isn't it? Customers on credit are in a tough spot. Going up to them and calling in the debt right now feels awkward to say the least.
You want to play the good guy? Why, every time the rent collector comes calling, do you ask me to deal with him?
You're big bone. Even if the rent collector is angry, he won't take you in a fight.
Maybe there's another way. Ding Feng Lu is coming here again today to hand out invitations to the competition. They're hiring chefs in preparation for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. If you can manage to win the competition, prize money alone will be enough to pay our rent through the end of the year.
No way, no how. I'm the proud owner and chef of Savers That Use. How could I stoop so low as to work for someone else?
This is no ordinary cook. The head chef of Ding Feng Lu doesn't take apprentices. But even a casual demonstration provides enough to keep most chefs learning for 3 to 5 years. Plenty of people dream working under him, never to get the chance.
How old is you actually? You doesn't seem like the other Suis that have been around for like decades to hundreds of years. How old is you? I feel like you actually might be in solid 20s. Like he only self-actualized very recently from the Sui. I don't know, man. He's the youngest sibling, but he's like, how do you not know how the world works by now? We could forgive Dusk because Dusk was like a neat and she never left her shack. But you've been cooking out here for I don't know how many decades. When did you self-actualize?
Besides, it's for the Feast of 100 Delicacies. The menu is recorded every year and passed down through generations. This is the lifelong dream of countless chefs.
Those who want to attend are free to go. I shall not.
Are you scared?
I am not scared. You're scared. You got stuck in the kitchen? Okay, that makes sense. Maybe he hasn't paid attention to the world. Maybe he was just like Nyan. He just got stuck in the kitchen. Nyan? No, Dusk. What Feast of 100 Delicacies? It's nothing more than a group of old gray hairs hosting a big dinner party. All they ever talk is politics. They don't even have a chance to eat. It's a waste of time.
But just listen to your arrogance. Talk as if you've been there in person.
Oh! Maybe you has been there in person. Okay, maybe you are a couple decades old, minimum. I've catered so many banquets, they're all the same.
You won't take any of my suggestions. I guess we're just going to let this restaurant fail then. Good grief, with a boss like you, I've got to start making new career plans.
Or he was before the feast existed? Probably. Okay, if it's just another 3,000 we need, I'll start making extra deliveries each day through the end of the month. Is that why you got a new delivery girl in Blaze? A spunky 40-year-old delivery woman?
Have you no ambition? As a chef, don't you want your restaurant to do well? I'm not even sure why you opened it in the first place.
People need to eat, which means there has to be someone to cook for them. As long as we have customers who want to eat my food, this restaurant will do just fine. More importantly, I promised I'd wait for a certain customer. That one still hasn't shown. We can't close shop yet. Are you waiting for Big Bro?
What customer? What do you need to wait for?
It's just not time yet. A great stew demands patience. You have to add in the ingredients at just the right time. There's no need to rush. Maybe you can convince Big Brother not to go with the plan of reviving the main Sui body. Maybe the youngest sibling can convince the second oldest sibling to cut that shit out. What's with this thing? I can't get any channels. I want to watch the news. Hey, you're back. Indeed. What have you learned? I brought some food for you. I found a new restaurant today. The kitchen stinks to high heaven, but the cooking is pretty solid. Oh right, there's one other thing. Today I found these snacks that my dad once sent me a long time ago. Who gave you permission to leave the room as you please? What? Seriously? I've been living off takeout for 3 days straight. I just wanted to go out and grab a bite to eat. Is that not allowed? How many times have I told you? Your identity and status are extremely important. Your current situation is dreadfully tenuous. Are you taking this seriously or not? Lin Qingyan? Are you off your rocker? We already established the 3 rules. No one said I was confined to my room. I had a good life back at Rhodes Island, then you showed up and told me my father's death was suspicious, without giving any details. I came all the way here to Baijiao, the place where my dad used to live, and you still haven't told me anything. You made me stay in this room day after day, and now you have the gall to yell at me. Forgive me, I should not have scolded you. The current situation is not as I had anticipated. What situation? Is there anything I can do to help? I don't know. A lot of unexpected things happened in Baijiao before we arrived. If you would aid me, then simply do what you can to avoid danger, understood? As for your father, it just happened to be handed that case a few years ago. The case was originally being handled by my predecessor, someone I trusted deeply. Your father seemed to have been spending a lot of time pursuing a certain truth in the last few decades of his life. Truth. Uh-huh. Interesting. Why do I feel like Blaze wasn't the baby at the start of this event? Why do I feel like it was the food critic? But they say that Blaze has an important status. She's a relative of a person under suspicion. For what? They're still being coy about who Blaze's dad was. Was he just investigating the case from 40 years ago, or was he the man directly involved with the baby? His death was suspicious. Every clue we've found hints that there were larger forces at work here. How large, we don't know for certain, nor can we even hope to guess. Your mere existence is the most important piece of the evidence we have. Blaze, I vow to you I will find the truth, and once I do so, I will tell you everything. However, until I do, I simply need you to trust me. I need you to cooperate with me. By the way, what were you saying about your father just now? I said I found these snacks that he used to send me a long time ago. And they don't taste the same as they used to. Maybe it's just because I'm remembering wrong. If her father was still alive when she was given up to the old man, presumably, and he kept sending them to her, and he passed away investigating the case of His Highness getting patricided, it tracks. The Annies have a saying for this, right? The situation remains the same, yet the people have changed. No, that's not right. The situation has also changed. Well then, a more apt saying would be, times change and with them change all things. Too much time has passed, it will be very hard to find any clues left from back then. But these are in fact one of the few things I found in Baijiao that relates to my father. When I lived with my mother in Victoria, my dad would send them to me from time to time. Oh! She has a living mother. Oh! Okay! Maybe Blaze wasn't the baby at the start of the event. I think that was a different person. That was the food critic. It makes more sense now. If Blaze's mother was still alive in Victoria taking care of her, it wasn't the old man that the mysterious man surrendered the baby to. So that's a different family, which means it's the food critic. Blaze's father was investigating the case from 40 years ago. Okay, we finally put 2 and 2 together, more or less. They were being coy about it in the beginning, you can't blame me. I figured that by the time I got my disease under control and figured out what I really believed in, my dad would be back in Victoria waiting for me to come home. Ah, naive. Everyone longs for that sort of happy ending. And yet by the time I found a place that I could treat my neuropathy and finish some things I had to do with the bunny's crew, my dad was gone. Finished up the things with Rhodes Island? Are you not an elite operator anymore? No, wait, no. You when we pulled for you, you still had your elite operator. You still had your elite operator qualifications on your on your playable character. You're coming back. You're a playable character. Whatever. It's gonna be like Neural. Before you came and found me, I always thought my dad's death was an accident. I was sad, but there was nothing I could do about it. But if you're telling me my father was murdered, then that's an entirely different story. I need to learn the truth. I owe that to my father and myself. Now, the big question left hanging is, what is Blaze's important status? If she wasn't the baby that was absconded from Yan 40 years ago, and that was the food critic, how is her status as the daughter of this investigator of a father that important? Just from looking at the case files he left behind, we can see that your father worked as a ceremonial officer in the Ministry of Rights for over 10 years, but never got promoted. It seemed he was not well suited to serve in public office. Okay. That's the nail in the coffin that it probably wasn't the dude that absconded Yan 40 years ago. Because otherwise, how could he keep working within the government under an alias without being found out? Unless, of course, that's way too complicated. Let's just say he was an investigator at the Ministry of Rights. Sure. Yeah, but why? However, to stay in a position like that for over a decade, he must have been a good person. Good people also die. Yes, they do, especially in Arknights. She walks over to the window, closes her eyes, and rubs her temples. The faraway city lights are shimmering in the twilight. The years of wandering are long over. People today are moving from one stage of life to the next, as the city guides them and runs right behind them. Many boundaries are blurred, many high walls become thoroughfares, many hurried footsteps pass over the paving stones. Not everyone is qualified to etch their name into the annals of history. Okay. At least we cleared up some misconceptions. So, let's put the timeline together before we continue. 40 years ago, His Highness got patricided by either Lil Bro, who framed Big Bro. Lil Bro became the next His Highness. Big Bro had to abscond the capital with his wife and a baby. That baby was given up to an old man, and we're assuming that baby was the food critic. Blaze comes from a different half-Victorian family. Her father was investigating something that got him killed. And then Leiji brought Blaze back to Bai Zhao for what exactly? That's the biggest question. Because it seems like Blaze isn't involved in any of this. Like, how could Blaze be importantly involved in something? She was in Rhodes Island. She was at Victoria. I don't know if her dad sent her any secret files through tangerine cakes that makes her so important that Leiji had to bring her back from Rhodes Island. Because as far as I was aware, I thought Leiji was on Rhodes Island to keep tabs on the Sui, not to keep tabs on Blaze. Unless, of course, I'm missing something. Maybe I should actually pull for Leiji and go through her story archive. Maybe there are secrets there. Some ancient texts, which I have not been privy to because I don't have Leiji. It's high autumn. The courtyard is silent. Its long, thick walls prevent outside noise from coming in. It's empty, save for an old persimmon tree leaning against the wall in the shade, with its old crown extending over the top of the wall. No one knows what this old tree has witnessed over the years. We do know that since its planting, it has turned red, green, and red again, as the seasons have flown by. Each year, bright red, fresh persimmons grow from its branches, and each year, these beautiful fruits wipe away old memories of previous harvests. The old man sits under the tree, sleeping in the shade. Oh! My favorite hetero couple in this game! The only couple in this game! Because Hypergriff wants to be coy about putting characters in relationships, because it's a gacha game. Ning! Grandfather? Grandfather? Is my man's here? Or is he chilling out with Lee somewhere?
Oh, what?
No! Shut! It's the old man from the start of the story. So, Food Critic was raised by this old man.
Kichu, you're back?
Yes, I got delayed a bit on the way back, but thankfully I made it in time for the Mid-Autumn Festival.
I've been thinking a lot of these past few days. I've been watching the persimmons grow redder and redder. I was afraid that if you didn't come back soon, we wouldn't be able to eat them together this year. I'm not sure how many more harvests I will see. If you had come back any later, you may not have seen me here.
Grandfather? Ning decides not to crack any jokes, as she usually would have done. She looks at the old man closely. He seems to have a few new wrinkles on his forehead this time. The autumn wind blows suddenly, ruffling the old man's hair. We completed our trial at Dahuang's first mobile plate last month. I finished up my work at the Ministry of Rights for now, so they allowed me 2 weeks vacation. Come to think of it, now that Shu has died and come back to life, all memory of Shu should have been erased from mortal perception, except for written records. Written records of Fairnments that have died, or well, the Sui that have died, still stay, which is why the regulators still know about Jian? Was it Jian Ji? Still know about that one Sui sibling that died and their contributions to the world and society. Either she was a writer, right? Or was she an astronomer? Something like that. But Shu should have been erased from public perception. And they wouldn't know, hey, where did we get all this agricultural knowledge from that helped build the great country of Yan? Must have been the wind. No, wait, there must have been a Sui involved. Which Sui was that? They don't remember, Shu. I finished up my work at the Ministry of Rights for now, so they allowed me 2 weeks vacation.
Oh, you've worked really hard. I heard about the goings-on in Dahuang as soon as they happened. I've detailed all my criticisms in my letters. I know you were involved in the disaster relief effort as well, but every Yanese mandarin is duty-bound to protect the people. As an assistant minister of the Ministry of Rights, you must take responsibility for the poor management there.
Ministry of Rights. So same ministry as Blaze's dad. Okay.
Deducting half a year's pay is letting you off easy. You have nothing to complain about.
Of course I shall not complain, and I take my errors to heart.
Kichu, you must remember, do not focus on what you've already done. Focus on what you still haven't done yet. As a magistrate, you must carry out the orders of your superiors, while winning over and maintaining the trust of those below you, the citizens. In your position, everything you do is only what you are expected in you in the first place. However, should you fall even the slightest of your responsibilities, It would be an unforgivable transgression. If you do not understand this, you are not fit to wear your magisterial robes.
Devote all your energy to the cause, as that is all you have to give. I still remember the words you taught me many moons ago. I shall take this mistake to heart, but I shan't despair. Quitting now would be really shirking my responsibilities.
Yes. Okay, I've said enough for now. I'm not in your position, nor do I work in the Ministry of Rights. Therefore, I have no right to interfere. Now, I'm more worried about your injury. Are you well?
Do not worry, grandfather. I recovered quite a long time ago.
Broken bones take at least 3 months to heal, so please take caution. In a few days after you get settled, make the time to go see a doctor. An old friend of mine gave me medicine patches. I'll give you some time to take back home with you.
Very well, grandfather.
You kids are always making me worry. I'm just about to move back to my old hometown. My son and daughter never come to see me, and your sister is never home. Everyone's forgotten me.
Sister. Sister! Wait, no. Son? Daughter? Who do you count as the food critic? Are they your daughter or are they your granddaughter? They would be 40 years old by now. So I guess daughter? The food critic never comes to see you, old man? What you say about my sister sounds true, but as far as you've forgotten, forgive me. But these past few days, you've closed your door to all visitors.
This again? Kids these days, you don't have your priorities straight, do you? I haven't had a single moment of peace in this courtyard since the beginning of last month. The youth today are clever. They're not knock on my door to offer me wine or tea. Instead, they've started watering my flowers. My poor hydrangeas. I spent so long growing them and these kids already drowned 3 pots this year.
Gah. You've had many visitors lately. I'd wager the minister came and showed you the draft guest list for the feast, didn't he? It's rare to see the true lung even once a year. I'm sure many would treasure the chance to learn the latest court gossip.
I have no reason to meet the young lad. He's the minister after all. What does he need my input for?
Come on, grandfather. You served for decades in the Ministry of Rights. Your achievements were many and your legacy secure.
That's all in the past. If we keep focusing in the past, how will we deal with the present?
Mr. Ning, you have a guest. Ning. Oh! No shot! Wait a minute, Ning! Ning was who Blaze's dad was investigating. A Ning. Not sure if these two are the Nings that he was investigating, but maybe he was investigating Grandpa because Grandpa was the one who took in Food Critic Baby. The puzzle pieces are falling into place. Grandpa Ning was the one Blaze's dad was investigating from the case from 40 years ago of the Emperor's patricide. I just put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, Ning. Ning? Ning? Ning.
I told you, no visitors. Who is it anyway?
He says he's the advisor of Human. Oh my god. Is it Chong Yue? Or is it the other guy?
The advisor of Human? Never heard of him. I don't care who he is. I said no visitors, and I meant it.
Grandfather, wait a moment. Might the advisor be here to see me? Is it your man's? Good sir, our master's not accepting visitors right now. Please come back another time.
Please tell Ning, your master, that an old friend is here. Ineloquent man. Look, when I think of an ineloquent man involved in the Sui Saga, the only one I can think about is Lee. It's true, I dare not make up stories. Sir, please be on your way. The master is not accepting any guests right now. If you really are an old friend, then I'm sure you wouldn't want to cause trouble, would you? Is this Lee? Mr. Liang? Oh, okay. It's your man's. Your man's is here. Do you not recognize me? Miss Ning, it's been a while. I heard you just returned to Baijiao. I wanted to see you. Hey, yo, Riz! W Riz, baby! My man! Smooth. Liang Shun's eyes shift from Miss Ning to the figure standing behind her, the kindly old man. Uh-oh! Time to meet the grandpa! Don't just stand there, Chi-Chu. Invite your friend in for a bit. Uh-oh. Meeting the family. Well. I'm glad these two are back in the story. I've missed them since Ling's event. The two of them together specifically. Liang has showed up in... individually, the two of them have been showing up in other Sui events, but now they're back together. One of the only canonical couples that Hypergriff is willing to throw a bone at us. Mainly because they're NPCs. And you can't get parasocially attached to NPCs. That's a joke on you, Hypergriff. I will get attached to these NPC couple. To this NPC couple.
What's the matter? Why isn't anyone eating? I feel like I'm the third wheel here. And an old one at that. Maybe I'll just step away for a moment and you two could enjoy your meal? No, you've got it all wrong. It's us young kids who are intruding on your magisterial greatness.
Grandfather, don't scare him like that.
I'm only kidding, Nangjun. I assure you. When Kichu was still in Shangshu, she used to write me letters talking about a magistrate there who was both supremely talented and dedicated to his people. Today I finally got to meet him.
When did I...
It's my birthday in 3 days. I wasn't planning to go through the trouble of organizing a grand party or anything. So today, eating dinner and chatting with you two youths is how I will celebrate my birthday. Let us wish many more years of health and life to your greatness.
Hear, hear, grandfather. Many happy returns.
Alright, enough of that. Let's eat. Liang Shun, I thought you were a magistrate from Shangshu. Why have I now heard that you are the advisor of Yumen? And why have you traveled from Yumen all the way to Baijiao? Yumen's journey was a long one, and the people once living in Yumen have been resettled in batches in different nomadic cities along the route as planned. The last group settled down in Baijiao a few days ago.
So a little recap of what happened during the Yumen arc of the Sui Saga. Yumen, the fortress city of Yan, has been recalled back to the capital city. Why? Mainly because we expect a storm to hit soon, if you catch my drift. Big Brother Sui or some dark conspiracy shit is brewing, which is why they need Yumen, the fortress city, near the capital city. They've recalled it.
Wasn't Yumen patrolling the northwestern corridor? How did you end up all the way over here in Baijiao?
Dear grandfather, have you forgotten? Yumen changed its route at the beginning of this year. The new route it was traveling on took it right to Baijiao. As for why Yumen traveled to Baijiao, surely you remember that.
Ah, yes. Because of the same old problem again. All those years of fighting and still no resolution. It's been so long since I retired, and sometimes I still hear those voices in my nightmares. It gives me a headache. It's a problem that's existed for several millennia now.
Is it the demons or is it the Sui?
Sometimes issues resolve with the passage of time, other times they get worse. Now I think we need to find a way to solve it. Grandfather, do you have any ideas?
Me? Of course not. If I were to try and intervene, people would accuse me of being a dictator.
Not necessarily. The minister has been coming to see you every few days or so. He never mentioned this to you.
Miss Ning, there are some things which your grandfather must keep private, you know. My granddaughter sure is direct, that's for sure. But no matter, I am an ordinary citizen now. I'm free to speak as I please without fear of divulging secrets, because I do not know of any secrets. As for this matter, however, I must defer to the advice of the young. Well, Liang Jun, what's your solution? I dare not propose any grand solution. However, there is one thing I do know. The best strategy is to disrupt your enemy's strategy. From the court's perspective, war has no upsides, only downsides. From the people's perspective, war means death and destruction. The best strategy is to disrupt your enemy's strategy. That makes sense.
I hate blue players though. Blue players and their counter spells.
But if we always followed this reasoning, the True Lung would have started the Great Hunt 1,000 years ago, and Yan would never have experienced a millennium of prosperity.
So it is about the Sui. Specifically Big Brother Sui, who's been pulling strings all across Yan. Manipulating the cults, the Fahrenheit cult, that other Fahrenheit. Manipulating the demons in the Huang.
Times change, and circumstances change. It's hard to compare things across different historical eras. The war 1,000 years ago was called the Great Hunt, but it really wasn't a hunt. It was the Yanese people resting their future in the hands of the gods. Retreating even just a little bit would have resulted in their extinction. However, things are different now. We're operating from a place of strength. We can and must avoid war at all costs. We cannot avoid our soldiers and civilians to suffer any further.
War with who? Because if it was only with the singular Sui, sure, I guess that could be called a war. Are we gonna involve the Fahrenheit cult again? But I thought the Fahrenheit cult was... The stragglers were dealt with by... Fuck, I forgot her name. They were dealt with in the side story after Human. No, not the side story after Human. They were dealt with in the epilogue of Human. Oops, I sneezed on mic.
Oh, very well said, young man. You're more skilled than I ever was, that's for sure. Goodness no. Forgive me for being so bold, your magisterial greatness. You say war should be avoided, and I agree. Well then, surely you have an alternate strategy, right? A way to get the situation under control?
Mr. Ning, another visitor has arrived.
What's this now?
She says she is the deputy minister from the Judicial Review Office with urgent business to discuss with you. She insists on coming in.
Leiji is here.
The Judicial Review Office?
I suppose I will have to let her in. My sincerest apologies, but I must excuse myself for a moment. Kichu, please continue chatting with our guests here.
Leiji is here to ask you questions about that
Night 40 years ago. Deputy Minister, you don't think it's Lin, do you?
Yes, it's Leiji.
You know her too?
Anyone who deals with the Tianxi bureaus has at least heard of her.
I've heard Bai Ding Shan, the Blue Thunder Count, is senior to her Shifu. She's skilled in Lei Fa and solves cases quick as lightning. But I'm not sure why she has come to see my grandfather.
She's come here to ask about your aunt. I'm assuming Food Critic is your aunt, right? You waited until I was asleep and then locked me in this room? Why? I'm not a 3-year-old, you know. Let me out of here! Damn it, I'm supposed to meet that lady now. I didn't even get her contact, so I can't call her. What am I gonna do? No, I can't break the door down. They might kick me out of here. Then I'd have no place to stay. This window. I'm on the 18th floor, huh? That's not that high. Alright, I'll jump. No! She's jumping out again from a high place. Anyway, she could survive. She can use her heat. And the cat has escaped. And we see... I'm assuming... Look, man, I'm already gonna assume that you're the 40-year-old baby from 40 years ago. Miss, you've been standing here for ages. Are you gonna make a purchase or not? Sir, let me ask you again. This painting here, Springtime in the Garden, is it truly an original work by Xu Jiang? Oh, miss, you can ask anyone around here. They all know my shop only sells authentic goods. I certainly know how to spot a fake painting. Look at the technique, the essence of the painting. Who else but Xu Jiang could have done that? I don't know if I remember this correctly, but I think Dusk went by multiple pseudonyms when she was painting her works. And that's how it also spread across Yan. Is this one of Dusk's paintings? I'm no art expert, but I see a serious anachronism in this painting. These grapes on the table here, this particular variety of grapes was not introduced from Gaul into Yan until the year 628. However, the painting is from the year 580. How do you explain that? Oh, come on. Whoops. I hit the mic. That's quite the nitpick, isn't it? You're just trying to bargain down the price, aren't you? I've seen your type many times before. I'm warning you, you won't like me when I'm angry. Good sir, I never intended to buy your painting in the first place. Why would I be trying to bargain with you? Besides, what I said about the grapes is true. Don't take my word for it. Look it up if you don't believe me. Do your own research. If you think I'm wrong, then prove it. Get as angry as you want, it won't turn your fake painting into a real one. If you don't want to buy it, then why are you standing here? I swear to you, if I'm selling any fakes in this shop, may heaven strike me down where I stand. Blaze landed on him. Why is there a canopy above the upper floor? Blaze! Blaze? How did you... I'm not late, am I? Well, cat fell out of the sky. If I had a nickel for every time a cat fell out of the sky, I'd have 2.
Sorry for making you wait. I've had so many guests visiting lately. Apologies. You are?
Lazy. My name is Lin. I'm a deputy minister with the Judicial Review Office. I came here to ask you a few questions, Mr. Ning.
The Judicial Review Office, you say? I haven't talked to anyone there in many years. I'm not even sure who's in charge there anymore. Is it you, Cheng?
No, he's kind of been detained. Kinda did a bit of arson on the side. You gotta treat yourself with a bit of arson every now and then. Yu Cheng? No, I'm afraid you're mistaken. Deputy Minister Yu is no longer with us. Huh? Did they execute him?
Ah, that's right, I remember.
Or maybe that just meant he's no longer with them.
One of the Blue Thunder Count's Lei Fa students transferred from the Tianxi bureaus to the Judicial Review Office. Well, that must be you, yes? I heard that Tianxi Bai was transferred back to Baizhao a while ago, yet he still hasn't come to see me, not even for some tea or a bite to eat. I guess he doesn't have time for this old retiree.
These are extraordinary times we're living in. The Tianxi bureaus must be extremely busy. I'll mention it I'll mention it to the Count the next time I see him. Yo, Star! Proofread, please.
Sorry for going off on a tangent here. Please sit down and have some tea.
They sit down in an elegant room that's tastefully decorated and furnished. There seems to be an empty space on the wall, where a painting should be hanging. What? The part of the wall that had once been covered by the painting is slightly a different color, which makes it stick out even more. Mr. Ning, the tea is elegant, and so are you. Everything in this room is elegant, but something's missing. A painting, perhaps.
Ah, yes. The missing painting is, in fact, a longevity painting someone gave me many years ago.
I will hydrate.
It's supposed to help you live longer, but as the saying goes, the older you grow, the heavier birthdays feel. I believe it served its purpose. I would not have expected you to be so...
I would not have expected you to be superstitious, Mr. Ning.
Growing old has left me at the fate's mercy, hardly free to act as I wish. I must make you laugh, yes?
I heard that a thief tampered with one of your paintings recently. The case that the NPCs were talking about! The thief that entered your residence, Mr. Ning's residence, tampered with a painting and didn't steal anything. Why? It's all connected! They sealed the lips of the painting with honey. It's an old folk custom to celebrate the new year. They do this in the hopes that the stove god will only say good things and not bad things. Whoever the thief was, they had some motive in mind besides theft. Why did you not report this vandalism?
If I never reported it, then how do you know about it?
One of my colleagues is handling this case. I saw the case file, but the one who first reported it, I don't believe was anyone from your estate. Huh. The perpetrator reported it themselves?
Well, I'm glad there's at least someone out there who cares about an old man like me. I would not have expected you to believe in those folk tales, Deputy Minister Lin. I am a mere citizen. You, on the other hand, are a Mandarin, and your time is valuable. You came here today to ask me something? Just go ahead and ask me directly, please.
I came here to ask you about someone, not something. Do you remember an individual named Gu Chuan? 10 years ago, Gu Chuan accompanied Yanni's dignitaries on an official visit to Victoria. They encountered a catastrophe, a blizzard, along the way, and poor Gu Chuan drowned in a river. Is this 10 years ago? Is this Blaze's dad? Or was it a dignitary that he was accompanying? Have you any memory of that, Mr. Ning?
Yes, how could I forget? I believe it was December. It definitely happened in the winter. By the time the news reached Baizhou, it was almost the new year. I remember the messenger told us that after the storm came in, the envoys got trapped on the mountain. Gu Chuan stayed at the back of the line or helping shepherd everyone across the river. In the end, he was the one who ended up falling in. The river must have been freezing cold.
It looks like that incident made quite the impact on you.
Gu Chuan was a very good worker. He served the ministry very well. He was very well read and had excellent calligraphy. It's a pity he had no family. The only remnant of him is a cenotaph in the cemetery of the virtuous. Every year, the Ministry of Rights sends someone to tend it and pay their respects.
No family. I don't think the wider government was aware that Gu Chuan may or may not have had a Victorian wife and a child. This may be Blaze's dad. No family? Huh. Was that a giveaway?
Oh, look at me, blathering on again. Oh, well anyway, why do you mention Guchuan?
The Yanese diplomat dying in a foreign country. That is a major international incident. According to the laws of Yan, both Yan and the other country must send experts to conduct a joint investigation and compile a final report. However, after Guchuan's death, the Ministry of Rights did no such thing. Even more startling is that the Judicial Review Office says records of the case are remarkably sparse.
I'm confused. This is clearly a question for the Judicial Review Office. Why are you asking me? I was in the Ministry of Rights.
Well then, let me remind you. 2 months before the team left on their mission, Guchuan was just an ordinary 9th rank Mandarin. How did he suddenly get promoted to envoy, much less be sent on a mission to Victoria?
Ooh, someone was pulling strings. Someone orchestrated an accident.
Well, you were the one who signed Guchuan's transfer order. At that time, you were the Minister of Rights.
Now I understand. You're saying that I deliberately arranged for Guchuan to go on a diplomatic mission to Victoria, and then disposed of him.
No, that's not what I'm saying. There's something strange going on here, and I intend to solve these cases one by one. And I humbly ask you for your guidance, Mr. Ning.
Since you're so curious about all this, why not ask me a few more pointed questions?
Maybe the old man might not be a nice grandpa?
Do you think...
Or maybe it was all in service of protecting the identity of the baby. Blaze's dad was getting too close to uncovering the truth of His Highness's patricide and the absconding of the baby and and their family. So he had to be disposed of. It was all in service of the woman Blaze is now acquainted with. Wow! The irony.
Do you think it's odd that I, as a former Minister of Rights, would trouble myself over a mere 9th rank ceremonial officer? Are you implying, perhaps, that he discovered something unspeakable about me? So you're just here to ask me about a 10-year-old case. No matter, no matter. Ask whatever you wish. Just remember, if you keep asking the same questions, you will keep getting the same answers. What kind of answers do you want?
Truthful ones.
I have already 1 foot in the grave. What reason do I have to deceive you?
I don't know, man. A 40-year-old conspiracy involving the death of His Highness the True Lung?
Then again, if you suspect me of committing so many crimes, then you surely don't view my testimony as credible.
I just want you to tell me why Guchuan was suddenly transferred. Once you tell me that, we'll be able to figure out the rest.
Okay. You came all this way to see me, so I think I should tell you what you want to know. Guchuan was indeed transferred for a reason, because he specifically requested it.
He wanted the transfer.
So he could be closer to Blaze's mother. Oh, okay. Maybe Grandpa isn't prime suspect numero uno. Because why would Food Critic's father entrust him with her as a baby if he wasn't a good person? So he would... Alrighty, maybe you and Blaze's father were onto the same thing. I don't know, man. There's a lot of intrigue going on, but I'm enjoying it.
Yes, he said he was ill and was afraid he didn't have much time left, so he wanted to return to his hometown in Victoria to live out the rest of his days. So I agreed to let him join the delegation to Victoria.
What illness did he have?
Look, man, what other illness is there in Arknights? The most important one.
I'm not clear in the details either. I only vaguely remember that Guchuan did seem to be in poor spirits at the time.
But as such a low-level Mandarin, Guchuan would not have had many opportunities to even meet you. How did he even make such a request?
To be honest, it's a bit embarrassing. But there was a hint of selfishness on my part as well. Guchuan had magnificent penmanship, so I sometimes had him write letters for me. I also asked him to serve as my children's calligraphy tutor.
Oh! They were close! Blaze's father wasn't investigating you? Blaze's father and you were acquainted? Someone else must have offed him. Maybe it was you. Let's keep going.
He had done so much for me, I felt I owed him a favor. Besides, I did not feel his request stemmed from greed.
The plot thickens. Blaze's father and Mr. Ning were acquainted. Huh.
That's all there is to say about Guchuan's transfer. Do you have any other questions for me?
Since I've heard it directly from you, I'll take what you're saying at face value. However, I disagree with one thing you said.
What?
Anyone who wants to know the truth, be they be a Mandarin or ordinary citizen, does not need a special reason for doing so. Please know, Mr. Ning, that I am indeed only after the truth. I have no other motives. Now I shall take my leave, sir.
Good day, madam.
The plot thickens.
Say, where's Langshun?
It's rather late, grandfather. I saw the young man out many hours ago. My word, you invited him to have dinner and then you had him wait there forever. 'Tis a poor way to treat a guest.
Yes, where are my manners? Tell him I apologize and please let him know that he's welcome to come back anytime. Next time, I will be a proper host. I owe him that much.
Lang is a responsible man. I'm sure he'll understand. I just wanna check. Where are we at? We're in the before operation. We still have one more after this.
By the way, his name was Liang Jun, right? Which Jun is that? How do you write it?
It's that Jun with 3 dots on the left.
Oh, that one in Junmei Qie Yi.
I'm sorry, Chinese. I'm sorry for my Chinese.
A spray of spring gifted to you. Such a beautiful name. I'm rather fond of it. I've heard that people with 3 dots in their name characters are as clever and swift as water.
Funny, the others all say he's dull as a board. The old man walks to the table, picks up a pen, and adds another name to the invite list.
Maybe he is rather dull. He came all this way to see his sweetheart, but look at the gifts he brought. Human's tea, some strange liquor called Li Daoji. These seem more like gifts meant for me.
Huh. Also, sweetheart. My man's. Very sus. The old man is sus. I don't know if he's lying about Blaze's dad, about being acquainted with him, or he's lying about having him transferred to get accidented by a river, just to hide the fact that maybe he was getting close to the conspiracy from 40 years ago. Lin, wait! Who is this? Who's there? Lin gets a strange feeling she's rarely felt before. A woman with a sword advances to within a zhang of Lin, yet she doesn't even notice her. Is this? Until she is standing right in front of her. Who is this? New woman! New woman just dropped. DLC? Your uniform. You're an Imperial Guard. Oh, she's a guard. Wait, what? You can't introduce New Woman like that and only have one screen of her. I wanted to check it out. I didn't even get a good look at the sprite. Yo, piece of shit. Ah! Teasing us with New Woman. And leaving it at that. What is this new music? Ooh! Some new background music. Blaze, what do you think of this one? Not bad. What I mean is, do these tangerine cakes taste like the ones you remember? Well, not exactly. They're still not as sweet as the ones I've had before. They also don't have quite the same mouthfeel. That's strange. This place uses traditional cooking methods. Their snacks are definitely authentic. They haven't changed their recipes in 100 years. Look, my prediction is that the tangerine cakes that her dad sent her to Victoria, they were homemade and they were made sweeter because that's how Blaze likes it. And then they're gonna make us cry about it. And then at the end of this story, Yu is gonna make her dad's sweet tangerine cakes. I can see this coming far away, dog. 100 years? Have tangerine cakes even been around that long? No, tangerine cakes are not quite that old, but many famous Baijiao snacks do have quite a long history. The tangerine cake you're looking for were actually invented by a scholar who came to Baijiao to study in his early years. The scholar's hometown was famous for its tangerines. After he moved to Baijiao, he missed those tangerines. It was too far to go home and get them, so he improvised. He smashed up some old dried tangerine peels and made them into dough, added some sugar, shortening, and spices and baked them. It was a cheap, easy way to fix his tangerine fix. He gave the recipe to his landlord in lieu of paying rent. He even wrote a small poem about them. These tangerine cakes are bright and fresh, just like the orange groves back home. After the scholar passed the imperial examination and examined the office, the tangerine cakes became very famous. People began to view them as a symbol of homesickness. Interesting. Symbolic food. First time I've ever heard something like that. Yan is a vast land, with many different climate zones, each with their own cash crops and produce. That's why there are many different types of Yanese cuisine. You can trace all of Yan's history through its food. Ironic, because Yu is the youngest of the Sui. So, cuisine might have been the last thing that the Sui might have had a big impact on in Yanese history. At least within the timeline of each Sui self-actualizing and contributing to Yan. For example, Yan's 4 major cuisines match up with his 4 great restaurants, which predate Baijiao's transformation into a nomadic city. Cities develop but flavors remain. It would be odd to find any snack without its own history behind it. One of my colleagues told me that there are many different kinds of tianqis in Yan. You know so much about food, you must be some kind of tasty food tianqi, right? If there really was such an individual, someone could use arts to transform stones into vegetables. That might be worth studying, eh? Alas, I'm just an amateur foodie. I like to take notes on the food I eat and its history. Over the years, I've compiled several notebooks full of such information. To put it another way, Blaze, if there really were a better recipe for tangerine cakes out there, surely someone here would know about it. And I'm telling you, the ones I had when I was younger, they were sweeter and just better. Blaze, because they were homemade by your father. They were a special recipe just for you and your palate. That really is rather odd. Traditional tangerine cakes emphasize the fresh essence of tangerines, not the taste of their pulp. Very little sugar is used because tangerine cakes are supposed to be a light snack. Blaze, your dad knew you were a chubby eater. You're telling me you've eaten much sweeter tangerine cakes, and I'm telling you that I've never heard of such a thing. Maybe we could ask one of the chefs around here to try cooking up a batch with extra sugar, and you could compare? even if we do that, it doesn't prove that the sweeter variety of tangerine cakes ever actually existed before. What I want to know is, how did the taste of these tangerine cake... Yo, Star. Yo, Star. How much gacha game blood money is Hypergriff not paying you to properly proofread the localization? Is upper management of YoStar taking the entire cut of the poor intern who has to localize the story? Where's the point of fault here? How did the taste of these tangerine cakes change during their journey from Baijiao to Victoria? I'm sure there's a story there somewhere. It seems you're just as much as a foodie as I am. I was afraid you'd get tired of trapezing off to all these restaurants. You're the guide. You lead, I follow. Blaze, this is very ironic. Your father might have been killed to protect this woman's identity. Alright then, let's keep looking. My word, look at the time. Oh, we should have lunch first. Lunch? Yes, it's lunchtime. Shouldn't we have some lunch? I just finished eating snacks from 5 different restaurants. Snacks are snacks, but lunch is lunch. You must have a proper lunch, you know. Yes! I love her! I don't think my tummy has any more room for lunch. I know one restaurant that can guarantee won't make your tummy ache. Are we going back to use? Will you give it a try? You're the foodie here, so I and my stomach will trust you. What's wrong? I feel like we're being followed. Elite operator senses tingling. Oh my god, it's you! You've been trailing them to see if she could win the bet. She could find tangerine cakes that taste better than Yu's. You're an Imperial Guard. Finally a full... Hey, yo! Not gonna lie, she looks more Hingashi than Yanni's. Hey, yo, that's a playable character right there! I mean, surely she won't be an enemy, right? Surely she won't be an antagonist NPC with this design. Oh, never mind, she probably is. Why do you reserve all these sick designs for enemies, Hypergriff? Unless... No. I was having a crazy thought. What if this was Big Brother? What if this was Big Brother that possessed a hot female body? Nah, that can't be. No. We've already seen Big Brother's sprite, actually. This is just an Imperial Guard. Unless. Next year. No. Without dark steel armor, I'm not a proper member of the Imperial Guards. Officially, I'm a captain serving with the Yulin Guards. Sick design, by the way. I love it. I love the red, black, and silver. Deputy Minister Lin, I doubt you'd want to encounter anyone wearing dark steel armor anyway. Certainly not in broad daylight. Dark steel armor. She has a familiar looking mask. It reminds me of the masks of... Big Bro says trans rights. Look, man, if you're a Sui, you could self-actualize as any gender. I don't know, man. Fermits are they, them before they split up. Big Bro's fine. You know, he probably just wants revenge on Yan, but who doesn't? I was saying this mask reminds me of the black cloaks from the Longmen reunion arc. I don't know. It kind of gives me it gives me black cloaks of when they sent the black cloaks from the capital of Yan to Longmen to deal with the reunion situation. And then Wei Yenwu was like, "Okay, I'll wash my hands clean." And then Rat King was like, "Okay, I'll wash my hands clean." And then Lin was like, "Okay, I'll wash my hands clean." And then Chen was like, "What the fuck?" This is why I respect Chen over every other character there. from that arc. Oshiguma, Lin, Swire, they're still part of the system that let that happen. Chen was the only one who had the balls to be like, what the fuck? Anyway. I once heard Taihi mention that there is a junior drill master serving in the ranks, the Imperial Guard apprentices. She's very young but skilled beyond her years. That must be you. You're the junior drill master. I guess Taihi's still sore that I beat him in a couple matches last month. There's no need for name calling though. Sick design though. I wish he's a playable character. You ever see a design so sick that you wish she was a playable character, but then the monkey's paw curls and she turns out to be a 5-star that has no niche whatsoever? Me and that one. Me and what's her face from the Victorian Saga? The heiress to the Duke. With a sick design. No matter. I'd like to ask you, what are you doing here? The short cat girl? With the MILF mommy that was offed. That was murked. I'm investigating a case. Does that case have anything to do with the former Minister of Rights? Has the Judicial Review Office issued you a search warrant? Uh-oh! You're just a drill master. You have no authority to question whatever warrants I may or may not have, do you? You have no authority to question my authority. Just answer the questions, please. Uh-oh! I don't know, man. Strings are being pulled behind the scenes that maybe Leiji might be getting too close to the truth. Very well. I heard you were on a long business trip just recently. You left Baizhao for a while, did you not? That's right. I went to go question a witness in an old case and update the case files. What old case? From when? What witness? Why are you just investigating it now? I don't understand your line of questioning. If the Yulin guards want to investigate the Judicial Review Office, I'll go submit the necessary documentation immediately. That still isn't enough for you. I can have the Minister of Judicial Review Office report to the Yulin guards for questioning. My questions have nothing to do with the Judicial Review Office. They only concern you, Deputy Minister Lin. So you went to investigate an old case. What did you learn? Too much time has passed, so the trail has gone cold. I didn't learn anything. Nothing. Really? Are you sure? Nothing. Alright, I believe you. However, remember that you're speaking to the Yulin guards here. Your answers carry great weight. The Royal Guards. So, they take direct orders from the True Lung. The True Lung seems to not want things to be investigated, certain conspiracies to be unburied. Very good. I'm done discussing official business for now. Why do I feel like these two are gonna be... Did I just predict the next Sui event? If Leiji is gonna be the alter for the next event, she's gonna have a prominent role. Why do I feel like you're gonna be her antagonist? No! Don't make the sick-looking NPC into an antagonist! So you still have some personal business you wish to discuss. Taihi, that dumb Forte, told me he doesn't have many friends in government. Well, now you count as one. Well, I must warn you, don't stick your neck out too far. She has a sharp glare. That should be me. She should be glaring daggers at me. Your worries are unfounded. I'm just pursuing the truth here, as it is my job to do. I'm not putting myself at any additional risk. Very good. Give Taihi my regards. Taihi is the big dude with horns that she's acquainted with, right? I haven't seen Taihi in a while now, but I recognize the name. At least I remember. There was one other red cloak person that she was associated with, Taihi. I think that was the same person. I don't know if they had horns or not. The name is familiar. They're questioning why I'm here.
Well, why are the Yulin guards here? Their presence here, I think, is proof that I'm on the right track.
Back to the chill out session. No more suspense. We're just chilling. We're having lunch. Yu's also trailing us, by the way, but we're good. Phew. Boy, am I stuffed. Giggity. I never would have guessed that a roadside stand could make such amazing wontons. Look, I gave her that Victorian intonation. I'm sorry, she's a foreigner mostly. My excuse when I say wontons like that? They're certainly better than the ones at Rhodes Island cafeteria freezer. I'm so stuffed that I just want to take a nap right here. After eating all that greasy street food, a nice hearty bowl of wontons is the perfect thing to settle your stomach. The famous restaurants need no introduction. As your guide in Baizhou, I figured I'd share some of my favorite lesser-known food spots. Well, I'm lucky to have found such a good tour guide. Thank you! Well, I'm also glad I found such a culinary companion. I tend to eat alone, which means I can only order 1 or 2 entrees myself. You know what they say, the more the merrier. Now that I'm here, you can order as much food as you want. Speaking of food, what's in these wontons anyway? They're fantastic! Just meat and celery. The key ingredient is the soup. Most places use shell beast caviar and wonton soup to enhance the flavor. Fortunately, the fininess of the caviar crowds out the other flavors. This place uses soybean sprouts instead. This makes a milder soup which allows the flavor of the wontons to shine. The meat filling for the I'm getting hungry! I want to order Chinese food at 3 a.m. After the wontons are cooked, the bits of fat will naturally seep into the soup. These wontons are light yet delicious. They're made of high-quality ingredients which are hard to find elsewhere. Well, do these wontons have a history? Do tell! Not really. I really just like this particular wonton shop, I guess. When I get writer's block or need a little pick-me-up, I come here and eat a bowl of wontons. The shopkeeper has been making wontons her whole life. She used to own this shop together with her husband. Dear Yostar intern, you've said wontons way too many times. There must be a different noun you could use for that without repeating it multiple times. Her husband fell ill and passed away, leaving her to raise a child alone. Later, her son joined the army, but he died in a catastrophe up north several years ago. She's still running the place all by herself. She says she wants to continue the family legacy and preserve their authentic taste. A sad story. There are many such sad stories. There is no joy without pain. Over the years, I've been coming to this shop. I've helped the lady with an errand or two. In return, she told me her family's secret recipe. She hopes that one day after she's gone, I can pass on her craft to the next generation. I have something I want to ask you. Are you really going through all this trouble with the tangerine cakes just because you made a bet with a young chef? Why do you ask? I simply noticed that you weren't terribly focused on the taste of the delicacies at all. It seemed like you had some other purpose in mind. Oh, was it that obvious? Wow. When you watch people eat, you see into their souls. Sorry, I was just curious. If I intruded on your privacy, I sincerely apologize. Hey now, we're friends. I'm not keeping secrets from you. These two tragically related because, I don't know, conspiracy behind her probably got her dad killed. You're right. I'm not really concerned about the bet. Those tangerine cakes, well, my father used to send them to me when he was living in Baizhou. Your father? Was he Yanese? Broke rule number 1! Rule number 1 with Leiji! Or was that rule number 2 or 3? Do not talk about your father! Whatever. I don't have anything to hide from you. Ironic? There's a one person, maybe. I grew up in Victoria, and my father is Yanese. One year, he suddenly returned to Yan for some reason. I never saw him again. He died over a decade later in a land foreign to me. Wait a minute. Okay, she probably doesn't know how he died. Because as far as we know, he died on the way back to Victoria. So she probably doesn't know that yet. Anyway, Leiji and Mr. Ning had that conversation about the same time these two are discussing it now. So she is not privy to that information that we, the viewer, are. I'm sorry, Blaze. It's not your fault. Why do you keep apologizing? I didn't think much about it at first, but yesterday when you mentioned that sweet tangerine cakes as usual, I thought someone who knows how to make those cakes might have also known my dad. What if it was a family recipe from Mr. Ning? What if it's a family recipe from your family, white-haired girl? Woman. 40-year-old woman. Your dad was also... He was also what? Oh, nothing. Well, I promise you that I will do everything in my power to help you find out the truth about your father. You're such a contradiction. So bold when you eat, yet so refined when you speak. When we're eating together, it's all good and fun. We're good friends. Why do you turn into a different person as soon as you put down your chopsticks? Friends. And another thing, why are you helping me look for these tangerine cakes in the first place? Well, I'm writing a book. Most cookbooks today only contain recipes from renowned chefs, yet the streets in the countryside are full of unique delicacies that few people ever pay heed. I hope to collect all these recipes into a book. Perhaps years later, people will read this book and learn of Baijiao's unique cuisine. It's just a silly dream of mine, is all. And also, what? I think I'll keep that a secret for now. Is you still following them? Well, as long as we're out here, you might as well take me to a few more places, yeah? Sure. Where do you want to go? Let me see. This letter mentions the Virtue Bookstore, the Humble Garden, and the Baijiao Academy. Hey, what does this word mean? Can you let me have a look? This is a letter. Why is it so greasy? I didn't do that. It was like that when I opened it. I don't know what my dad was doing when he wrote it. Greasy. So, these are all letters that your father wrote to you? Yes, that few that I managed to save. Strange. The stationery, it's... Is it the same stationery you use at your home? Is it Mr. Ning's stationery? Because he was your calligraphy tutor. The reason why you like to write is because Blaze's dad was your calligraphy tutor. It's the same stationery that you have at your house. Cinema. No, nothing. It's just that most places mentioned in this letter no longer exist. Huh? But it was only written a decade ago. For Baijiao, a decade is enough for the whole city to change. Have you noticed that anything has changed since arriving in Baijiao? Well, aside from the food, there are all these energy poles all over the place. It seems like kind of a waste. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry there are places in Asia that have their electricity lines out in the open. My bad, man. I know it's ugly, but I don't know. It is what it is. It may seem wasteful, but in fact, we have no other choice. The city of Baijiao was founded a long time ago. At that time, Yan had just experienced a great war, and the country was in dire straits. However, suddenly, an extremely rich originium vein was discovered right next to the ruins of the battlefield. Wow, what impeccable timing! You Yanni sure are lucky. Yeah, impeccable timing. Nothing is a coincidence when it comes to Yan. I don't know, they probably got some Sui to dig up some originium veins after the war. Wait, which war? Experience a great war. Not the Great War, as in the Great Hunt. A Great War. Yan has been in many wars. So she's not being specific. No, it wasn't lucky at all. The originium vein was too rich. It attracted too many originium particles in one place, which eventually led to catastrophe.
Basically, not only was it difficult to mine, it also created a vast stretch of land, which was prone to catastrophes, and there was nothing the Yannis could do about it. That is until one of the Tianqis had an idea that they could build a city right on top of the originium vein. The city infrastructure would deplete the excess originium energy, preventing further catastrophes. Huh.
Nyan was definitely involved. Nyan was involved in the creation of the entirety of Yan's mobile cities, so she should have been involved in the creation of this super city to siphon from the big vein.
Building a city on top of an originium mine? It sounds like a recipe for disaster. It was indeed an extremely dangerous undertaking, however, the True Lung decided to go ahead with it, and that's how Baizhao was founded.
Okay. So did they make Baizhao the capital just because of that? They moved the capital, probably, to this originium dense city.
How did they do it? I can't even imagine.
Nyan. Probably Nyan.
Honestly, I'm not totally sure either. In all the Yanni's history books, there's only a single passage that talks about that period. Skilled individuals were sent to the disaster zone, and after 53 years of effort, a city was built and established as the capital. The city was named Baizhao, with the hope of tending all cooking stoves under heaven.
Skilled individuals. They sent Nyan there to work on it for 53 years. They had Nyan on lock for 53 years to work on this city? Damn! Maybe that's why she kind of just wants to goof off now in modern day. I'm over working for the Yanni's government. I want to make shitty movies in Rankwood.
As for more advanced technical details, you'd probably have to look at some of the materials from the Tianqi bureaus. That's beyond my area of expertise. So to this day, the Baizhao government still encourages us to use this energy. Baizhao is constantly changing. That's how these skyscrapers appear, as well as the numerous nomadic city plates.
Are we not in the capital city? They've never mentioned that we're in the capital city, to think of it. We've only mentioned that we're in Baizhao. However, Yumen is here. Yeah, this is the capital city because Yumen is here. The fortress city Yumen was recalled back to the capital city to prepare for the oncoming storm of whatever Big Brother Sui is planning. So Baizhao is the capital city.
And what happened to the people who built the city?
They probably died. Nyan probably needed laborers to build this city, and they probably died because originium. Yep. A lot of blood was shed to build this city.
I'm completely stuffed, but I still haven't found the taste I'm looking for. I've taken you to every restaurant I know that sells such cakes. Maybe tomorrow we can go look in some of the larger restaurants.
Burp. I love a woman that can burp.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
You've been following them all day. Who is this spunky brat?
You looked the whole day, yet you couldn't find your so-called authentic tangerine cakes, could you? You were following us all day? You were afraid we would find better food, weren't you? Me? Afraid? Pah! I already told you before, if you're looking for the best chef in Baizhao, you already found him. If I can't cook it, no one else can. Blaze, I've tasted this food. It is really quite excellent. A rare treat. You really know how to flatter. Besides, you're arguing over the details in how a single pastry is made. How could that possibly be the standard for judging a chef's skill? Still, I can see that you, chef, are still curious about these sweet tangerine cakes that Blaze is talking about, are you not? Not really. How about this? You two set aside your bet and we'll see where we can find these sweet tangerine cakes. That way Blaze will find the tangerine cake she's looking for, and you, chef, will learn a new recipe.
Sounds like a delightful arrangement, no? Look, man, I predicted this from far away. It's gonna be a homemade recipe from her dad that she's gonna discover when they unveil the entire conspiracy, and then they're gonna have it at the at the Sui reunion or some shit, and it'll make everyone cry, including me. Huh? What? What about my 1 month of free meals? She pulled her aside. My cooking skills are so superb that no one can match them. There are other chefs that I respect, and if I had to name one in particular, it would be... Well, it would be... Who? The head chef of Ding Feng Lu, the highest rated of the 4 great restaurants. The one who's managing the Great Feast. You mean Mr. Mo Bufu? Everyone at Ding Feng Lu is busy preparing for the Feast of the 100 Delicacies. That means the old man is prepping for his last feast. His last feast? You mean he's retiring? Who knows? The old man has been challenging people left and right lately, really showing off. What are you waiting for? Let's go! It's not so simple. Chef Mo is quite an important man. He is responsible for the entire feast. We can't bother him with trifling matters such as some tangerine cakes. The girl is clever, but she's only half right. If you really do want to go meet him, I have a way. The cooking competition! We could knock 2 birds with 1 stone. We get you your 3K that you need to pay monthly rent, or the rest of the year, and we could find Blaze's tangerine recipe. Last month's receipts? No, not in this pocket. Here it is. An invitation to the Ding Feng Lu chef selection. Blaze, we won't get many opportunities to meet Chef Mo. Then what are we waiting for? Whoever's going to the competition, take me with you. As to who will participate in the competition... What? Huh? What are you looking at me for? Wait, what do you mean she's gonna be the one participating? You're gonna ghost chef her? She's gonna... You're gonna ghost chef her through the competition? What are you, Blaze? An idiot sandwich! This pork is raw! Okay. I like where this is heading. I like the intrigue. I like the silliness sprinkled near the end there. We have to get close to Chef Lu. And somehow the conspiracy is still in the shadows, but somehow we're gonna get there when we get there. Anyway, I think that'll be that for now. Thanking everyone to stop by, chilled out, and chat. Use this as second monitor content and watch us read and react through the first few chapters of Such Is the Joy of Our Reunion. We will be playing through EX stages this weekend on Saturday. More Monster Prom Sundays on Sunday. And then next week, on Wednesday, we will be reading through the rest of the chapters of Such Is the Joy of Our Reunion. Until then, my name is Nez, and thanks for watching. We'll see friendos this weekend for EX stages. Bye-bye.